basically, nothing changed, but she tried to make it sound like, because they don't wanna turn over the signatures, because on your voting thing, you can say that you want it private, which some people do that without even
I always
really
did that.
thinking. Okay, so most of those things on your voting record are public anyway. If you own a home, that's public record. Anything that you own is a public record. So all Deidre said is, okay, now it's gonna be public. Well, it always was.
I didn't know that.
So,
Unless what we're talking to Orion about is how do we take our public properties and put them in the private
Mm-hmm.
so that they are not
Right.
recorded
Mhm.
anymore and are not.
Orion,
property
I know
taxable
him.
anymore.
You do?
Yeah, from a couple of years ago.
Did I introduce
we were,
you?
Do you remember Dolly?
Yes.
We were
Yes.
going to things at Dolly's house, and Orion was there. In fact, I think I got his phone number on here at
Okay,
a
okay.
farmer's market a couple weeks ago.
Okay, cool.
He's a good guy to know.
He's
Yeah.
set up all
really
the
good guy
private
to know.
trusts.
Yeah, Jenny and I were gonna call him to do something with her stuff. I don't know nothing anymore. I
Yeah.
sold my house to leave Iowa and come back here. Iowa, you wanna
Oh,
hear
yeah.
it's scary. Every Cedar Rapids, Iowa, every freaking street light, cameras, everywhere.
In the
you
neighborhoods?
block
Go. Everywhere. It's awful, and they were
Yeah.
putting up more. The chemtrails were so bad. The smart meter
Wow.
on the freaking house. I bought this little house, fixer upper, and I was sitting in there, and I was getting all these nosebleeds and all this stuff rushing up and down my legs. And I'm like, what is going on here? And I just started Googling everything, and so that was one of the first things that came up. Took me 4 months to get an opt-out. Then we're not gonna give it to me. But if I would go into my kitchenette, all that thing was on the other side of the wall. If I'd go in my kitchenette, all I'd get sick. I'm not kidding, it was so
Wow.
bad.
Well, they're putting flock cameras up everywhere.
Oh
So, in all the neighborhoods, usually at the entrance of them. You look at when they replaced all the street lights and
Yeah,
that they were upgrading.
and Cedar Rapids, Iowa's on
Yes,
the
they
list
were
to be
putting-
a
they're putting
15-minute
flock
city.
cameras everywhere.
If I'd have known that, I just went home, man. I went through some rough time. Jenny kicked me out, a long story, you know.
Mhm.
And I just wanted my mom.
Oh.
It was so rough, and I just
Yeah.
went home, and my mom. Then my dad died. I was devastated. Oh, it's been a rough, really bad couple of years.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm so glad I got out of Cedar Rapids. But then you come back
I
here
did
and
not
see
know
all
it
this
was
stuff.
that
And
bad.
that's the problem, is a lot of people
Where'd it go?
flocking to Utah
There's nowhere to
thinking that
go.
we are the really
No.
safe state because we're really conservative, and yet our leaders.
We're the hub of the
That
New
sold
World
us out.
Order in America. Besides
yeah.
New York, besides DC, like Utah's right there, right next. Not California, not Washington, not or it's
Well, I
Utah.
found out so much
Utah-
bad stuff about Utah.
It's
since
really
I got
bad.
back here.
You talk to the higher ups in government, and they've written Utah off. Utah's already been written off as you can't save it, kind of a thing.
Who are you referring to? You talk to like
Well, when Tucker Carlson came and
Oh.
talked, you remember, and Nicole met with him and was telling him all the things that were going on.
Nicole Mallory met with Tucker
Yeah.
Carlson?
Well, she just talked to him.
I did not know that. Dang.
That's my friend. She wants to
Charlie knew about Utah. But Arizona, part of it, where
Yeah,
Charlie
Charlie
was,
Kirk.
Arizona's really bad too.
I love listening to Turner.
I met.
They
I'm
had-
at my
they had to
friend's
take him
house
out.
for a meeting.
Mhm.
Can I call you back? Do you want me to see your starter?
I just want you to see the starter that I fed.
Okay.
Let me turn.
Good job.
Okay. They said that's fine. Well, I'll,
Look,
okay, but she's not domed anymore, is she? Take the lid off and let me look at it.
Our girl's a
she's
dancer.
growing like crazy.
Ballerina.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
good.
How old is she
Did
now?
you take her
She was
temperature?
11. She's
They
at
grow up
the,
so fast.
school
Put
in
a thermometer
Ivans.
in there and
It's
see
a,
what she's reading at.
What do you call it?
Yeah.
You
Arts.
tried the blood
Yeah.
test and it
She's
did
so
work?
good.
That's awesome.
No, it worked. That's
Okay.
after I took the dough out and fed her.
I just went to
Okay,
Opening
if
the
it's
Heavens
working with the
yesterday,
blood test,
or
use it.
Saturday.
Wait, what? I don't know
Opening
what
the
that is.
Heavens. Open the Heavens.
I already
That's
did.
that lady MK
Oh.
Ultra and stuff.
Put her in the fridge.
And that's Scott McCain.
Okay.
Just put her in the fridge. That will slow
It was a
everything
Mary
down.
Crowley thing.
Oh.
And then you can
Where was
use her
it?
next time.
Vegas. It was free.
So she is activated. Just remember that.
I mean, you could buy the.
Okay, next time
Superior
you need
thing.
to tell me these things.
Uh-huh.
You know, I
I would
couldn't
have
find
loved to
anybody
have
to do
known.
anything.
Okay.
I thought you guys were
Uh-huh.
mad at me.
No
Who?
problem.
Wait, who's you
Bye-bye.
guys?
Bye.
our group. What happened?
Why would we be mad at you?
Nobody
I don't know
ever does
anything.
nothing in our group.
I don't know anything. What happened?
I don't know. I don't know.
You don't know what happened?
That one thing that I thought you invited our whole group to go to that one thing, and I showed up there with my
Oh.
granddaughter, and everybody's like, "What are you doing here? Who told you could come here?" I'm like, Laura.
Remind me what the thing like a long time ago, several
Yeah.
months ago.
No, it was a month ago.
What was it again?
It was at a church, and they were showing something about saving your computer or something from.
Oh
scam.
yeah. And
I thought you were mad at me. You didn't even say that. Sandra
no, I
Cox
was just
was
busy because
there.
my daughter was commentating for
Oh.
the first time for
Oh.
BYU gymnastics.
I thought you guys were mad
No,
at me. Then I never
I'm
saw nothing
sorry,
from
I
our
didn't say
group, and I kept
anything.
going, "Oh my God,
I was just
what-"
stressed because I had to video the whole thing and leave early, and no one steps up to the plate.
Oh,
At the end
I
of the
didn't know
day,
what was going
It
on. I've
seems like
never
no
been
one
there.
steps up to the plate and said, "I can help. I can." I'm just like, I feel like I was taking on everything.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry
Oh,
I didn't
that's
say
all right.
hi
I
to
just
you.
thought, oh my gosh.
No, I'm definitely not mad at you.
So I kept watching for something, and today was the first time I've ever seen anything.
Okay. Okay.
Because we did the Clear the Skies thing and stuff.
Yeah,
That was so cool.
that was good.
Except for the
We-
no kings across
So
the side of the
our
parking
group,
lot.
if you're probably not familiar, is Your Health Freedom Dixie, and we used to do events all the time and invite Judah
We were
Mikovits,
protesting
Del
that.
Bigtree, who else? Dr. Paul Thomas.
Good protesters.
And we had rallies all over the place.
We were
and then
protesting.
we
around
really haven't done
Bessemer,
anything. We haven't done anything in like a year.
The vaccines, the masks.
Yeah, we did do good. Like
we did really good.
because I've kind of gone off the deep end. I've been black pilled, as they say. Like it's all a waste of time. We just got to do what we're doing, which is even better. But it wasn't a waste of time.
No, we
like
did
what we
good.
did was really important.
They killed my dad
Yeah, they did.
a year ago.
Oh, a year ago. Maybe I didn't know about this.
No, he had a prostate infection, and
A what?
prostate infection.
Okay.
She's a nurse.
And if he could have went to one of those on the corner things, they would have given him some.
Antibiotics.
Yeah, if he could have got to something like that, but he must have got really scared. So he drove. He was 96. He drove himself over to the hospital. I mean, this guy was in good shape and everything. And within
tell me
a
about
day
this.
or 2 days, they had
Yeah.
slapped the thing.
Oh no.
And by the
they
time we got
intubated
there,
him.
we couldn't even hardly talk to him. And what they did is they scared him to death. He'd only been in the hospital once in his entire life. for tonsils. And so they're putting all this stuff and, and tying him to his bed and giving
That's
him
scary.
antipsychotic
Hide
stuff.
That's so
Oh
scary.
my God, when we got there, me and my brother.
They gave him antipsychotic? For
Yeah,
what?
they were giving him antipsychotic stuff because they said, oh, he's dangerous. He's a danger to us. He was fighting, trying to get out.
Not be imprisoned.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Hospitals
one of the
are
worst things I've been
prisons.
through. I've been going to group things. I went to a group
Yeah.
seminar in Cedar City about a month ago because I just have been having such nightmares.
I'm
Can't
so
get over it.
sorry.
They killed him right in front of us, and we
Oh.
were trying to stop it. And these doctors would scream at us. We're like,
Oh my
"Why aren't we doing
God.
this? Why aren't we doing that?" Or
My son, when he was sick, do you remember when my son was sick? He kept wanting to go to the hospital. I'm like, there's no answers there. They're not going to do anything for you. But it gets to where you're so afraid, and he wasn't getting any answers anywhere else that he did go to the hospital because like when you're at that stage and you feel like you're dying,
Mhm.
and no one else is giving you any help, you go to the hospital, and sure enough,
He was in
nothing.
Kentucky too.
They didn't do anything
Lexington,
for him.
Kentucky.
Jack squat.
And they don't want old people anymore. They just want to get rid of old people.
They do. I think 2020 was supposed to kill a lot more old people than it did. Honestly,
Yeah,
Sorry.
I think that was their plan.
it seems like it, because the planet is overpopulated. They need to get rid of the old
It is
people.
not.
Which if I
I-
may,
I'm
Planet
joking,
is not
I'm joking.
overpopulated, It's
I'm
mismanaged.
deaf in one ear, so what?
which if I may, I'll just introduce myself
Yes.
and how I'm getting out of that
Yeah.
particular system. So in 2024, I found this group called the WOOF, WWOOF.org. Stands for Work Weekends on or Weekdays on Farms. Used to start with weekends on farms, but now it's changed because it's all week long. So there's literally 10,000 farms in America. For $40, you can join for a year, and you can travel to any one of these farms. They pay your room. They give you 3 meals a day. All you do is is donate 4 hours a day of your time. And since I'm retired, I've got 4 hours.
Yeah, me too.
Mhm.
But I want the other 20 hours for me. Whatever I want to do, I want to do. And
Yeah.
I'm pursuing it because I've got this little startup NGO thing that I know it's not going to happen overnight, but it is totally anti the system
Mhm.
and coming up with solutions as opposed to, playing in the system and trying to make things better under their rules and regulations. It's totally got a whole different thing. And so these farmers, they are growing everything organic.
Oh my
And
gosh.
whatever ails you
I wanna
is
go, I wanna go.
healed by virtue of what you're putting in your body.
No.
Because whatever you get at the grocery store, one, if it comes from a garden, it's already 3 weeks old before it gets there. And in order to survive for 3 weeks, that
That
means
sounds
that they
good.
had to have a lot of chemicals in there and fertilizer that is chemtrailed, infused. And so I've just enjoyed watching my body heal.
So
No
it's
more.
WWOOF.
.org, yeah.
Yeah,
And they're
.org.
worldwide. They literally, you can join the international
It's
group and you can
actually-
travel to any country. They're in 132 countries. Go see the world, other cultures, and do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. And so our little organization as an NGO, is focused on buying these hobby farms, some of which are included in here, because we wanted to create this global network of where people can go, but they already fractionally own it. Because in the WOOF program, you are a woofer, you're a guest.
Mhm.
So if you find a personality type that doesn't fit yours, it's time to move on because
Yeah,
they'll make it
yeah.
uncomfortable for you.
Mm.
But
Is this,
wwoof.org.
okay.
Is that, yeah, .net is the worldwide.
I didn't know about that. That's cool.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
And so
Very-
literally,
I'm a gardener too.
and it's perfect because every
Hey,
place
that
I
might-
go,
that might
I'm
work for
learning
you.
Permaculture, I'm learning biochar,
Yeah, you
I'm
can
learning
learn.
organic, this, that, and the other.
Look at my artichokes.
And
That's
It took him a
beautiful.
whole freaking year to come
Good
over there.
job.
Oh, wow.
I'm growing hazelnuts.
I've got to,
nice.
what?
I said I'm growing
Hazelnuts?
hazelnuts in my front yard. They're doing great.
We got our chembuster back there too. I hope it's doing a great job.
Oh, that's right.
They're expensive to make.
That's so
what
cool that you
do
did that.
before?
I was in corporate finance, and so we were doing mergers and acquisitions, IPOs, secondary offerings, all this stuff. But what I realized is the more money I raised for these people, the more I was creating more poverty. Because I think that's my view of the world now is the pyramid scheme that
Mhm.
we all celebrate on the
under,
back of our
yeah.
$1 bill. It's centralized
Uh-huh.
top-down authority, and you're basically employed. You're
Mhm.
told what to do, and if you're not part of their plan, you better go find another job.
And we parade it around like it's a good thing.
Yeah, we
we're
parade it around
we're a
like it's a good
U.S.
thing.
citizen.
Yeah.
That means you're an
Because
employee.
we've all been
Yeah.
brainwashed from.
Yeah.
And essentially, I just look at it like this is Egypt all over again.
Yeah.
Modern day Rome, if you want to call it that.
Mhm.
But both of them were the same thing.
Yeah.
Our pyramid scheme,
Babylon.
centralized run. And so what we're doing is we've created this informal, international, non-government organization, unregulated by government, just by virtue of being faith-based.
Yeah.
And so we say laws of God are supreme, government laws are
Not.
not. And so we've set up this entirely new opportunity, if you will, where our members own all the lands, and we converted from the deeded title structure to a lodial title, so no more property tax. It comes off the MLS. There's no zip code anymore. It's just a longitude, latitude type place, and you own it free and clear.
So that's not part of the thing where you were going into working on the farms?
No, it's separate from the farms. That's the NGO.
Take them backyard. The chickens aren't out.
They're not? Yeah. Hi.
Look at these
They're little-
beautiful, beautiful.
They're a little
dogs.
And we just
stinky.
started the U.S. chapter of this. It's launching July 1st this year.
Yeah.
US.
Wow.
There's so much
So-
stuff going on.
It is. There's a lot of good stuff.
Hi, how are you?
How are you?
Good. I'm so excited about this.
So what's the NGO thing called?
ESGTA.
Oh, it keeps changing everything unless I do everything capitalized.
ESGTA.
Did you tell them about Did you tell me about the NGO?
I'm just
Did he tell you about the
He's-
NGO?
That's what he was just
Isn't
talking
that
about.
amazing?
So Don, what is your last name?
Horton.
Horton.
Dawn?
Oh, here, come on, you guys. Outside.
And your NGO is
ESGTA.NG.
SGT.
ES
Oh, EF.
stands for the Energy of You Sovereign Governed Travel Authority. And so our members now can get travel worldwide through our organization, no visa required. Because we're partnering with the, all these hobby farms, and that's all we do is go to rural areas.
My background is 40 years in the healthcare industry.
I love
So,
it. I love
So
it.
you know the whole
I do.
problem
Yeah,
in that,
because I've
in the
been
big
in
government.
all phases of it. So.
And so, do you agree holistic is way better than
Oh
the
yeah,
big
I
pharma?
went back. It's interesting. 2004 is when I woke up, but when I finally did something about it, I was moving into management, the management part in the hospital system, and at first you had to have a bachelor's degree in order to, and it had to be bachelor's in science of nursing or whatever medical, and so I had that, and then they wanted us to move up another grade and get our master's. So I approached them and I said, I don't want it in nursing. Can I choose something? They said, as long as it's in medicine, that's fine. So I got my degree in complementary and alternative medicine. And that's when my eyes really awoke.
Open.
And I realized the allopathic path was probably not the greatest path to be on, other than probably for emergency type
Right.
situation. And so it was interesting because I had the support of my doctors and nurses, because they kept saying patients are bringing in essential oils and they're bringing in herbs, and we don't know, if they're going to be
Blend
compatible
well.
with the drugs that they're currently on. And so they were very supportive of me getting my degree. And then
So
they
that
came
you
to me
could
a lot
instruct them.
for advice and said, my patient's on this blood thinner, and can they be on these, alternative type things as well. And at the time, there was a movement in Intermountain because Primary Children's Hospital was, we were introducing essential oils for children.
Up here.
And we were in
And we
some of
could
the
do
hospitals,
the
and we had a list of the ones that they
and
said
we
were
can have
okay.
everybody record
And
this,
that
okay,
lasted
so
about
we
5
can
years,
record
and
it.
it just
Big
got a new
pile.
CEO.
So
Who happened to be part of the World Economic Forum, so you
Oh
can see
my
why
gosh.
it.
like,
Yeah, they're sticking them in everywhere.
so
So
you're
that
saying
people
you're majority
basically
status.
So yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I can
principal
tell you
and
exactly
beneficial
when
title holder,
Right,
see
right.
what I
they
mean?
got
But
into
I'm just saying,
healthcare. It's
wow.
just they got a hold of us
So
by the
Brandon,
neck.
Joe
It's very sad
Williams
to see
acknowledged
the
my
progression.
message but didn't
Okay.
respond.
Okay.
He loved it, but that's all he did.
Wow.
All right.
So you probably didn't read it.
This
Do you
is
wanna just read
pretty.
it?
Did you get that?
Oh, on
Okay.
AliExpress. It was like $4.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ray?
Yeah, and I
Holy
can
cow.
find it because it,
Yeah, because you
I've lost
you
my
can't lose
phone.
that.
I know. I've lost my phone so many times, like with my boho
Yeah.
kind of cover, and
Yeah.
it just blends in with
Yeah.
everything. So
You needed something that would shine.
I need
Yeah.
something like that for my husband's phone. We spend half the day searching for
Looking
his
for
phone
his phone.
all
Well,
the time.
yeah, you should get like a tag on it too.
Yeah.
Apple.
Mine does, so
Yeah.
I can find it. So, and I also have one on my purse, so I can find it too.
That's
Yeah.
a good idea.
Anyway. So tell
So-
me your name.
Oh,
Oh,
my
yeah.
name is Constance, but my name is Khalees, but it's I just tell everybody Constance Khalees because I'm using my legal name now. So I'm just like, it doesn't matter what people call me. So yeah, what's your name?
Brenda.
Brenda. What's your name?
Julie.
Julie. Nice to meet you guys. Which one's a notary?
No, she can
I'm
come
not a
tomorrow.
notary.
Okay, so are you guys going to be at the
Jocelyn.
meeting tomorrow?
We don't
Are you
know. She
planning?
didn't know what time it was.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm sorry. I do now.
Oh.
It's the meetings at 3:30
And where's it at?
at the. That's the one. There is the planning commission meeting. That's at 1:30.
1:30.
That's probably more cogent, but they're not the commissioners. You know what I'm saying? Like we can't really make them the fiduciaries. They're just.
The whole
But they're-
state are fiduciaries. They're acting as a trustee for the public
the
trust.
planning commissioners.
And the money
too.
that goes into the public trust is from our Social Security and SSKV trust.
Yeah.
So they are like they're issuing bonds. I've seen the bonds. I call them out all the time.
Yeah.
I go, yeah, you do. I go, I have the form sitting in front of me from the IRS of where you issue bonds.
Yeah.
You, as I said, everybody here that lives in the state of Utah, if you have a social security number
You have a phone.
and you have a driver's license, oh, you have several bonds. They've got a couple $1 billion that they've taken out of your social. I mean, you've got a couple $1 billion just in your social security trust. Okay, they don't tell you that, but and that's why when someone dies, someone claims it. So if they're acting as your trustee, they're gonna be able to allocate those funds in whatever way they want.
And the problem is they're acting as trustee and beneficiary.
Yes, they are.
in
The
one.
state is acting as the trustee, so they get to move your funds, okay? The problem with that is that until you step up and you become competent, because right now they only know you from that driver's license and you're committing a felony because you're saying you are that name. The state owns that name. You don't own that name. The state owns it. And nobody has stepped up to say, hey guys, I'm of the age of majority. I'm the beneficiary of my estate. And I'm assigning you as the trustee because right now they are the beneficiary. Because nobody has stepped up
And
to
told them otherwise.
state that I am the beneficiary. So what everybody is doing wrong at these meetings, and I've been watching them. So I've been watching the meetings. I've been going and finding videos and seeing what's been going on. Number one, I believe that the meeting that they had 3 gentlemen sitting up in front, okay, at that, one second. Hello? Okay, so at that meeting, I said to her, that looks like a tribunal. The way they operate, it was the same way they operate in court. It's court procedure. People walk up, they do not present themselves. They don't say, I am the beneficiary of my estate. I am of the age of majority of sound mind and body. And I am the beneficiary. I found this happened to be on my counter today, but it's you have to present something and you have to record it at the county level. That gives notice. Now you've just given notice. They are the trustees. So they can't be accountable until you assign them as the trustee. Nobody wants to be the trustee.
Because then they're held accountable for anything that goes wrong.
And they're bonds because they have to carry. If people knew about the bonds, there'd be no need for court. But the attorneys don't tell you that. There'd be no need for court.
Aren't the sheriffs, aren't they considered bonded?
All of them.
Everybody
Police
is
officers,
bonded.
yeah, 'cause
They now, since 2025, they now have to carry criminal insurance bonds. If they commit a criminal act, guess what? If you assign and you express it, you have to express it. Nobody's expressing it. So as far as the court is concerned, we're going to call them the court. This is how they're trained, mind you. Every single person in that room is a irresponsible, incompetent trustee of your estate, and you are a incompetent minor that is an infant minor of your estate. This is Black Law's dictionary. This is the dictionary that they go with. So you are an infant minor. You are a crying baby, belligerent. So what do? What does the judge do? When someone is belligerent and they go up to the podium, because you came to their court. We didn't invite them to our court. We're in their jurisdiction because they invited us. They're in control. Okay? Until we express the trust relationship.
And flip the script. is basically
You
what
have
she
to
said.
flip the script. And you don't need to say that much. All you got to do is walk up and you have 1 paragraph or 2 paragraphs, and there's your 2 minutes. We can get through that whole room.
So here's the question I have. When you go into these public hearings, courts, if you will,
Yeah.
they ask you to state your name and your address for the record. And
be-
the moment you state your name
Yes.
with a
You've
zip
given it
code,
away.
you've told them you are a subject, you are a citizen,
Yes.
you are an ignoramus, and whatever you cry about, you're still an infant minor. It does not matter.
Because you just
they will
yep.
decide without you.
You just said good point. You just
Do they have classes about this somewhere? I gotta learn all this.
we're gonna end up teaching it, okay?
Okay.
We will end up teaching it. It's very difficult for me to
It's
do it
just
on my
so
own.
much.
But
I've
you're-
heard bits and pieces here and there, but I
Do you
just
guys
need
mind
to.
if I let them in and let them in and out? Do you mind?
Oh,
That's fine. They can
okay.
come in and out.
The
I
little-
sit by that one. He looks like my old dog. I had a Malamute,
Oh.
long-hair Malamute.
You are
His name was
beautiful.
Elric.
Yes,
I
you
had him for
are.
about
You
10
are
years.
Beautiful.
Oh, they're my kids. So the thing is we're gonna give you out. Everybody's gonna get a flyer. It's going to state exactly what you need to say. Okay. So if they ask you to state your name, you're going to say we're gonna have a script. So you're gonna say your name dash first dash middle colon. You're gonna say colon, or you're gonna say of the family Walsh or of the family because the last name. And I'm gonna explain why. The last name, they created the last name. Jesus' last name wasn't Christ.
No, that's a title.
It's a title. So is the last name. The last name is what they gave you so to turn you into a corporation so they could do business with you.
Yeah, they trade on our name.
They turned you into a commercial entity. So when they have you come up and state your name for the record, is that not court? Is that not court?
Yeah, you're identifying what jurisdiction you belong
You're in.
to.
Right.
If you told them you were of the laws of God jurisdiction, they can't govern you.
They can't govern you. So, and not just that, when you guys state that you are the beneficiaries of your trust, and you don't have to worry about saying it because you're going to read, because that's what the attorneys do. They read.
Yeah.
You just have to express it. And you can record it before you can show them to record it, give them a copy. So when you record your document, this is so powerful because now you just gave the state notice. You just gave the state notice. And you can actually say to them, please state your name for the record. I love, like I called when I was in court, I called the judge Camille. And I always said her name because that makes them accountable. You always say their name. Commissioner so-and-so, I'm appointing you as the trustee of my estate and public trust. Now you just made him accountable. His bonds now are in jeopardy. He is individual, and if he does anything other than what you need him to do, anything, he just committed a crime as a trustee. Trustee law is the worst crime you can possibly make, is breaking your fiduciary duty. But the FBI can't do anything unless you file a claim. They can't do anything. That's a financial crime.
He's like, so for somebody who believes
But nobody understands that. Every court is a tax issue. Just remember that. Every court is a tax issue.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Howdy. Sorry for the lateness.
Exactly.
Oh, you're okay.
How are you?
Glad you're here.
Yeah.
So Orion is here. Do you guys know Orion?
I met him before.
Okay. Okay. So Orion is a trust guru. So
This is Julie. This is Brenda. Of course, you know Khaleesi.
You know my daughter Jenny.
Yeah.
So we're here today because we're making a plan because all the other meetings, what are all the other meetings doing that's not working? What are they all doing? Have you guys watched the other meetings?
Yeah.
Tell me what they're doing that's not
Well,
working.
Acting like children.
Yep.
Basically, yeah, they're angry, so
Yeah.
they're protesting, but they're not getting anywhere because they're not approaching it
Right.
in the right format, so to speak.
Right.
And the decision was already made long before they started having the public meetings. So
Because they're
The
assuming,
ink was drying.
they already are assuming the public is a bunch of that's what they think of us, incompetent
Useless eaters.
minors.
Yeah.
That's what they
Useless
call us.
Crying.
That's one thing. Useless
Bottom
eaters.
Yeah, because the only reason why they're saying we're bottom feeders is because nobody is expressing who they are. Because that county cannot survive unless they have access to our SSKV and Social Security estates. They don't. And they're issuing bonds without our knowledge. You don't think they've been issuing bonds through the IRS? Yes, of course they have. US Treasury procedures? Of course they have.
For example, and I'm not trying to jump off the track here, but you go to a bank and you give them your ID, you open a bank account. Well, they just basically ask you some off-screen questions, and then they ask you to sign on this little thing. They don't disclose to you that what you're signing is you're allowing that bank
Be your
to
trustee.
control your money,
Yeah.
and they file the 1099 at the end of every year, so they get 100% of that money back. that
They
you
don't
deposited.
understand the 1099 yet, but I'll explain it to you guys later because I will teach a class. But they're acting as your trustee because you're allowing them. Okay,
That's basically what
so
you're doing. You're
so
signing over as the minor.
that account
else to
is
take
their
control.
account. Okay, so that account is their account. The same with the state. So it's all the same. It's all a commercial banking matter. Okay, the courts are a clearinghouse. Don't get mad. Look at it like, wow, like the courts are a bank. They're processing. But the thing is, until you say that I am the beneficiary, then when they know that, now they've got a
Private
little
trust.
constructive trust on the
have to have
side, and you could walk out with a check because you
other-
just made the claim as the beneficiary. They are the trustees. You assign them. You have to say it.
So when you go and ask for a car loan, a mortgage loan, whatever, they're taking the money from your SSKV
Yes.
trust and charging you interest to pay you back.
Well, they charge us interest and taxes on everything.
So
even
here's
when
what I
we
want.
die.
Here's what I want you guys to know. You know your tax bill. You need to divide. What is it? So that tax bill equals the 24% of what they've taken out of your trust. So if your tax bill is $1,000, then you have to. If it's $1,000 and that's the 24%. So what would the amount be that they took out of their trust?
Or is it
24%.
20%?
So let's say the tax is $1,000, okay? Or let's say $1,400. What is that times like 10? So that'd be
14,000.
14,000.
okay. So that's what they just took out. So if the bill, they're saying that's your bill, is $1,400, and that's what you're getting. That statement, it's actually 14,000, which is why you get times 10 back. Because that's the actual amount that they took out of your trust. You are allowed times 10 back. But that I can explain later because right now we have this meeting that that it's so necessary that we set the record straight. Now, another thing is that once so now that you just stated that you have to state your name, that makes it more clear. It is a court. The question is we have to ask is what kind of court is this? Is it a common law court? Is it an Article 3 court? Is it an Article 2? We have to question them. The person who asks the questions are the ones that are in charge. We are the kings and queens of this land. They are using our money.
Caveat though, they're declaring it a commission, so they're not saying the word court. This is a commission gathering
What
to hear the public opinion.
Okay, so
Even
that's
though
what I'm
it's following
having
the
her do
court
her
procedure.
research because we
it
have
says
to.
it's not court, of course.
Yes,
Okay,
it says
so-
no court.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think that it's going to be a court, but there is a matter of,
It's a judicial. It's
Of-
a quasi-judicial hearing.
There you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Quasi judicial hearing. There you go.
so I just have some questions for Russ. Have you guys been to these hearings? Have you been to the hearing?
No.
Have you been to any of
I
these hearings?
got back here a couple months. About a
Did
year
you go
ago.
to the hearing?
Oh, I've been to like 20 or 30.
So then tell me, like when you go into the hearing and you're there, like how many people seem to be in favor? Like or opposed to the centers? I'm just curious. Like is
Oh,
there
you're
people
talking
that are
about specific to data centers.
yeah, specific
Oh
to data
no, I
centers?
haven't.
I'm
I
just
haven't
kinda
done
curious.
anything.
You
I
haven't?
haven't been to any regard. Didn't this just start happening 2 weeks
I've been
ago?
to court.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
as a
Yeah, and
witness.
nothing's happened
Well, I know
down
I've
here yet.
I know
Oh,
I've seen
Cedar.
videos on
Cedar.
Box County,
Yeah.
and I know the Cedar City one's coming in.
No,
so.
the public is vast majority hates it. 90+%. It's so unifying, this topic.
Yeah.
There's the very few people who are like, yeah, and they're just culty Trumpies.
Yeah, and all the stuff that I'm kind of researching is that I almost kind of wonder if the people at the hearings are not even the people that we need to even be sending our addressing. I think it's all just a facade, in my personal opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's just
It is a
I think
theater.
it's just a facade to
Yeah, it's
to
already
get
done.
people.
It's
And
already
the,
done.
and the sad thing is that the people get up there and they act out of emotion and not
Yeah.
out of logic. I
Right.
watched some where people were very logical about it. But I think the process isn't to actually, I personally am of the bias that the solution is not through these hearings.
No, because
It's-
they've,
it's-
they've already, the ink is still wet, it's drying when we're at that hearing.
Exactly.
They've already decided.
Yeah, and they have to put these on for
It's for
a
show.
facade, for a
Yes,
show.
it's for
And
show.
that's my premise. Now, I would like to go and ask, just for my personal educational questions like who are the people there? Like, are they actually elected? Do you recognize people? I haven't been to these public hearings before, so when you go, the people that you see up on the panel, do you recognize them as people who were actually elected? Or are they
You're talking about in general?
candidates in general? Like, do you
Yeah,
recognize
it's
them?
always
They're all
the same guys, yeah.
they're always the same people,
Mm-hmm.
and they are elected.
Mhm.
So that it is actually the city council,
It's the
There's
county commission,
the county commission.
and it's the woman Sarah who runs it all.
And
Mhm.
how many years has she been on?
Just the whole time I've known, the whole time I've been going, several years,
Yes.
probably. I don't know, long time.
Yeah,
Jim, I'm
But she's not elected.
call back.
No.
but she's not elected. She's not an elected
No,
official.
no, Sarah, no. She's like the secretary, if you will. But she has a lot of sway, and I think she's full time. I don't know. They might be full time too. The commissioners might be full
I
time.
think the commissioners are full-time, it's our city council and mayor that are part-time.
Mhm.
And
Yeah,
it's the
I've
city
learned
manager that
that-
really runs the
Yeah,
city.
I've learned that the people who are elected are generally, and this is where AI is going to be a problem, is because the people who are elected have to rely on some source to learn how to do their job. And the problem we have in government, just flat out, is always with the one who supplies that data, that source for how to do the job of that person that's elected is the one who runs the show.
Exactly.
So how to fill this form out, how to do this, how to do that. And so, I know I hate to come kind of bust the bubble a little bit with this because I just don't foresee this hearing as being a impactful
Stop you in your tracks.
It's not meant to be.
Scenario.
It's
I
not
know.
meant to be.
So
Well, but I was
Well,
hoping.
if you look
I
at
was
what's
hoping
happened
we
with
would.
Box
yeah,
County
it's
and all the protests that have gone on, all the letters and emails that have gone on, it appears like they've got somewhere, but that's the trap. Because what they'll do is they'll go quiet and say, okay, yeah, we listened to you, and then
Oh,
they go
they-
behind
they-
the
they
scenes,
pulled back
and
their-
it's a done deal.
they pulled
Because
back their
even
water,
Governor Cox has, publicly now stated he's really sorry, and that maybe he was a little wrong, and
Yeah.
he needs to look at this a little bit more. And it's like, okay, you were lying the first time, you're lying even more now.
But see,
exactly.
we're-
And now they're saying that the
So-
water thing has
So-
been
We're
tabled
still being
for
crying.
now.
We're still
But they
crying.
didn't say forever.
the
And that,
they'll just
solution is
reapply.
through the
They'll
court
just reapply.
systems, though. The solution is through the court systems. States and cities have been sued over violation of the public trust doctrine thousands of times, over and over and over and over and over again. And so, if we think that there's some injustice doing and some behind shady deals that are going on, the hearing isn't where it's not gonna be an impact. But if we can get the people behind on a lawsuit, then that's where it's going to happen, because you know
You're
the courts,
right. You're right.
the court systems
You're right.
is where it's going to have to play out, is in the court system.
And it's
I
gonna-
know I like your drive, because you're trying to say, well, let's just have court right now, right? Like
No,
the hearing's kind of like you're gonna unveil the fraud. You're trying to show some public fraud, but I think people already know.
No. It's not public fraud. It's expressing. It is so important that people see what we want to see, the outcome of when you walk up and you have announced that I can't tell you how important that is.
No, and I agree with that. Like, if we could send
You
a
have to
message to anybody
express it.
who shows up, what I would do
Is have
is
something
I would
for-
say, walk up and I would say my name.
They're going to
right?
have a piece of paper. We're
That-
going to create that
I think
today.
that would be great. I'd
Okay.
say my name, and I would say I'm one of the people of Utah, right? I'm one of those who
Posterity.
voted, and I'm that which you derive your authority through,
Mhm.
right? So you're
Yes.
stating your position. And the second one is that you need to acknowledge that they are the trustees, and the office acknowledge that, right? We have appointed you, we the people have appointed you as the fiduciary, as the
The
trustee
trustee.
of the public trust doctrine and assets, and
Whom we
you
are the
also the officer
beneficiary.
of the corporate trust, right? And then the last thing you need to do is acknowledge and say, I am also, right, because you're the settler, you're the grantor, you're the one that gave them the authority. Then you need to step into also the role of being the benefactor, because
Right.
you are also the public.
You're right, benefactor.
So the people, the way the system works is, we the people, right, give them the authority, and then the public, right, like the republic, is the benefactor. So there's two layers of the general populace in the whole system. You've got the public, and then you've got the people, and they're two entirely different things. So, but yet the same. So if people would just get up there and just say that, and then the solution, in my personal opinion, is do not debate, do not argue.
Yes.
Just say, I'm opposed to this, and I would encourage you to vote no, and then do not give your explanations, because it does not.
Yep.
You don't have
Doesn't
to.
matter.
It
Doesn't
does not
matter.
matter your explanation. And the more people that can be funneled through that does this format, just flat out, it's like no, and then what happens is that this is where we would collect the data for the court case, because if the mass majority of that public hearing just stood up, and we want to funnel as many people through as we possibly can, just say, shut your mouth, don't take up too much time.
Yep.
We've got 250 people here, everybody agrees, everybody's angry. Just funnel as many people through as possible within the amount of time you got. If we can get 500
Yep.
people that just goes up and spends 30 seconds,
With their piece of
500
paper.
people saying no is going to be more impactful than
Yes.
one person saying a whole lot of words that doesn't mean nothing to anybody. You know what I'm saying?
Universal law.
Just, that's it.
We've just
So-
laid down the law.
It's
just-
really that simple.
Yeah.
That would be the biggest impactful thing at any of these hearings. And the people just need to learn to just shut their mouth.
So
Just-
the script is simply state your name.
I wish you could
not your
make
address
this
or zip
live
code,
on
because
Facebook.
you
Yeah.
want to declare
I mean,
yourself a
I'm
minor.
recording
Right.
it.
Okay.
Stating your name, and you're acknowledging
will
that
if you guys
have
think I
given
should.
them
The
the
authority.
I think you should
trustee,
start a
Right.
Facebook
but
page just for
you
this.
recognize
Okay,
there's this
I could post this
role of
audio
you're
recording.
also acting in a beneficiary, which could be a conflict of interest if you don't follow we the people's wishes, which my vote is no. Thank you for your
Yeah,
time.
Well,
exactly.
The
So-
state's going to act as a beneficiary until someone steps up, and this is why this is so important, because
Mhm.
you can't be a trustee and be a beneficiary. You can't,
Mhm.
because that collapses unless you're the trustee of your own trust.
Yeah.
But
Well,
you have to be the
technically,
grantor and the beneficiary,
yeah,
not the trustee.
it becomes a penetratable trust
Right.
when you do that, for sure. But you can. I mean, any trust can operate in any fashion. But this is the way the system works. It's pretty simple, right? So we're the we're the grantors and the settlers, and we are the benefactor, and that's all there is to it. So, and we just need to, every single time we step up, we need to take and acknowledge that role. So they have to look at you and say, oh, there's our benefactor right there. That's it. Just like you're saying. Yes, you're right. You're absolutely right. If we don't step up and say, I am the benefactor, right, of these public assets, and if you're deferring these public assets for somebody who lives in Canada, our public assets, right, then you may be in violation of your
Of the trust.
of your fiduciary powers.
So this is
Right?
what we need to
Wow.
write.
So-
is what is the script today, so we can hand it out
Okay,
to these 500
can I-
people.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here's the thing. So I freaking that's why you have to have him here, because he understands trust law. So one thing that I do feel we need to do is when they have us state our names, I do believe that we need to say that we are living.
Mhm.
First and foremost, we are the living grantor, benefactor, and principal. We are the principal because
so
now we're
I'm-
speaking commercial
I'm
language.
gonna write what you say down. Give me the script. I'm
Well,
gonna write
Okay.
it.
What I would say is not even living. I would actually just up that just one. And if somebody, I would say living if they weren't born here. But if they were born, then I would use the word born. Because
Okay.
because you're not birth, right?
Okay.
Born is pretty powerful. So if you say I am, like I would say I am Orion Dennis Stout, born in Utah, right? I am one of the people of Utah, right? And by and through me, I've vested your authority is derived by and through me as one of the people, right? And then thank them, right? Say thank you for your service, thank you for your guys' duty, right? Be polite, give them some, because these guys, the moment from what I see, everybody shuts off when there's animosity. So that's when the first time somebody stands up there and starts yelling, "You guys are so evil," that's where you just look at their eyes and it just glazes over and they just go, I shut down. I'm
You
done.
become the enemy. Yeah.
Yeah, because then they're just like a brick wall.
And they
So-
excuse themselves from the meeting and they go do it.
And then they just go do it themselves anyways because they just look out at the public and say, what a
They're
bunch of
all
babies.
crazy.
Oh, what a
So-
bunch of crazy
so
people.
you
Right?
guys, I mean, the thing
So,
is that
living is a good one too. I'm saying these are just variations.
as a living, breathing, you don't have to say flesh and blood, but you can say as a living, breathing, because
man or
otherwise,
woman.
if you don't say that, you have to kill every single presumption. That's what keeps court cases alive. If you do not clarify who you are and your standing, they get to assume and presume whatever the heck they want. And if you are presumed other than what you say you are, of the family or the bloodline of Stout, okay? So if you state that name that's on that driver's license, you now are absolutely 100% under their jurisdiction. And under that jurisdiction, they have total, complete control over you, including they can summons you into a courtroom. Okay? You've just
For disorderly conduct, if they want.
yeah, that's why
They can make up anything they want.
that is why that sheriff can arrest people, because nobody has stood up. Because if everybody does this and says, okay, so here's the one I sent you guys. Remember the I couldn't scan it, but here's a really good one. This document I sent you guys, the pages, this has stopped hundreds of court cases in their tracks. And we're talking the IRS commission, everybody.
But does everybody have to read that whole page?
No,
No.
we're gonna make this simple because it does need to be
So-
we need to
30
have people
seconds.
up and out of there within
10
30
seconds,
seconds.
30
So
Okay.
we're gonna 10 to 30 seconds, and it's just on the record. No, sit down. You know.
If you give a
So-
story, that is never documented in the
Right.
court records.
No.
I mean, they only
Facts.
record the legal,
Yeah.
like this lawyer objected or this
Right.
lawyer, they
Right.
don't state
The story.
Everything that people say just takes up
time and space.
And then that means that the people, because we the people are a mass, right? And we function in volume. So if we can create the volume, then we can create the movement. But if we can't create the volume, then it'll never happen. And that's the problem we've always had. So the solution is that we just really need to make sure that everybody just stands up and takes literally 10 seconds, and all it takes is stay who you are, where they derive their authority, claim benefactor, and say, as a benefactor of these assets, I highly encourage you to vote no.
But you also have equitable. You really need to bring in the word equitable, because this is a commercial hearing.
Right, because you're using commercial land. Yeah.
Exactly. It is, all courts are commercial, even this. It's all, that's what people have to understand, that this isn't just a hearing. It is a commercial hearing on whether or not, because silence is acquiescence. It means if you're silent, if you don't say it, that means you agree with the three tribunal guys sitting up on that, the semi quasi judicial hearing, because it is. It's quasi.
Similar to when you.
Okay, so if you don't.
Yeah, that's all I'm saying is whatever all the components are that need to be included in our 10 to 30-second thing, can we just get it down on paper right now?
Did you get that thing from UR Law, that template?
I
Because
did,
that was like, I couldn't find anything that's better, well written than that.
but that is way more than 10 minutes.
I know, but
Worth
the
of information.
introduction, I mean, it's
that it?
because I'm just like, these things. This works in court. Now, if it works in court, and you state it and you use every single right word, and you make it very clear that you have equitable interest. Now you're talking competency, because now you are recognizing that this is a commercial venue.
But that document you're referring to from UR Law is a court document.
I get it.
It says the word court. In
Get
there.
what?
This is a
So the
commission
objective
hearing.
would be is that if they don't behave, then the lawsuit follows.
Yes.
And then that becomes the precedence. But
Yes.
if we can get the mass majority up and show that the public benefactors were not interested in the diversion of their public
And
public
to be
assets.
honest with you,
Can you
I
print this off?
100% agree.
Yeah.
I'm only repeating myself for I don't know how many times, but I'm just saying, what is the actual
Things to
30
say.
seconds to
Yeah,
We're,
that's-
we're,
1
that's
minute?
what we're here
we're
for.
slowly working that out
So
right
I'm-
now. I agree. Yeah.
So I'm gonna, or we
um,
can. Here, let me.
I need to get you on my internet.
Let me.
I'm gonna print that page out that I just showed them, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna print out all the words and we're gonna hand it over to Orion. Orion is, I'm more commercial, so I'm more in the banking end. Orion is the trust guy. So I'm thinking if all of us, if we all put our heads together, because we have your point of view, your point of view, your point of view, and I'm sure you guys have caught on pretty quick of what this whole thing is about. It's really simple.
I've been hearing about it for quite a while.
Yeah. So but we have to make sure we address the equity and the equity.
I don't know how
Love
to
that word.
I don't know how to find this.
The commercial. We have to address that we have equitable interest. Okay, so we are the ones that you have taken the money from. This body is labor, and they're putting liens against our bodies, is what they're doing. So let me.
And when I went there this morning, they said you can join that site for free, but you don't get any of the documents. You got to join as a premium member. And I was trying to do the research to figure out what is a premium member, and I couldn't find any pricing. And so I just kind of said, there's got to be another way to get this done, because I don't know if the value's there if I'm just doing it for one day.
Yeah, I've got a whole list of court cases, like hundreds of them, that were sued under misuse of public trust land. So
Isn't that what they're doing now for Ogden? I mean for Fox Elder?
yeah. So the challenge again, which it always comes down to, is jurisdiction, and it's this
We have
constant
to challenge their jurisdiction.
Yeah, it's this
We have
constant
to.
dance of constantly losing jurisdiction, trying to reclaim it, losing jurisdiction, trying to they reclaim it, and it's just a big old long song and a dance. So,
We have to challenge their subject matter and personal jurisdiction, because there is no court, including a semi-quasi BS court, that can move forward until they can prove that they have subject matter and personal jurisdiction over us, our bodies. They can't prove it. You cannot move forward. I don't care if you're a regular court, you cannot move forward. You will lose. So if we handle this correctly tomorrow, that may leave the rest of the state where they have approved null and void for fraud.
Okay, so tomorrow you're talking at 3:30 where?
Commissioner. Well, no, we've asked people to be there at 2:30. That might be too early, but I'd rather than be too early than be too late.
I'm trying to see if I can even make it. So
Right.
where is it at? 'Cause I
Just the
Here.
county commissioner building, just downtown, Electric Theater, do you know where that is?
The what?
The Electric Theater?
Yeah, I know where the county commission.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure.
It's across the street from there, up on the hill a little bit.
Yeah, from the Electric Theater. Yeah, it's like
Okay.
kitty corner to that. It's on the corner.
Okay, this is really important. It states that if you have an interest, an equitable interest in something, you have to express it. It's the only way to get back what is yours and to get back in control. It states that. Priorities, bona fide, this is about purchases, but it's anything. You know what? I'm going to print this off, if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Because I think we have to, so this way we understand why. Because if you don't understand why, it's just a waste of time. You have to, it's all about expressing. You got to express it. So, okay, let me just read something to you. The U.S. citizen category was created by Congress to federally protect the freed Negro slaves. In the slaughterhouse cases 83 U.S. 36, Mr. Samuel Freedman Miller, while teaching himself law as a doctor, swore himself to the freeing of the Negroes and endings of slavery. It never ended. While obviously the entire Supreme Court was involved with the slaughterhouse case 83 U.S. 36, a cursory review of the history of Mr. Miller's past shows that over 2 decades of his life have been devoted to eventually freeing the enslaved Negro. The creation of the U.S. citizen category did not involve or include the free white people who were citizens of a state. We were citizens of a state.
We still are. We
But
can
you
still claim
have
that.
to express it.
Right.
Because if you are considering yourself a U.S. citizen, that was another way to label someone who is a slave, who doesn't have all the rights.
You don't have, especially the 9th and the 10th.
So when you mark on something that you are a U.S. citizen, and they have all the flags and, oh, you're a U.S. citizen, it's democracy, that's communism.
So how do you guys vote? They won't let you vote?
I don't vote.
I don't know
Because
that I
if
care
you-
about that
if-
anymore.
Well, if you, why would you vote for a pedophile freaking? Because it's a corporation. You're voting someone in. We have to form our own government.
I know, but
But
like
we can't
people
unless-
like Cox, how can you ever get him out of there if you
It
don't
doesn't matter.
We
let
have-
somebody else
We
in?
have to get the foundation first. You can't jump ahead of the foundation. The foundation is expressing the trust.
Cool. I'm just trying to figure this out.
So that's and the thing is, like, you got to have that foundation. So just think right now, this is an opportunity for us to create the foundation for the people. It's really quite simple. We're just expressing who we are.
Now, one thing we haven't even talked about, which I'm making sure you guys are aware, not that it necessarily matters, but this is a military operation.
It
a
is.
Military jurisdiction.
It
Okay.
is.
So this guy just commented that it will occupy DOD land, not ours, but the one up north. Portion of UTTR, the remaining on private land. 3% of the project is sufficient to establish military nexus and MIDA jurisdiction. This is a game. Legal challenge on jurisdiction may be the best fight we have. There happens to be another private governance board in Utah, and that is SITLA, Board for Governing State Trust Lands. It isn't a stretch to think that Cox may utilize that authority as well when military land is not adjacent to other data center projects.
Okay, but here's the thing. What is he missing? What is he missing?
Our trust with our elected officials.
Where's that going to go? It's gonna be he's gonna be another crying baby in the crowd.
That's right. It's just going into their files.
So you got all these people. Their hearts are in it, right? All their hearts. And why the anger? People are angry because they're not listening to them.
Because they don't have to.
So because they're not expressing who they are.
Yeah, they have to
Nothing of
identify.
this is gonna work.
Mm-hmm.
It is a military. It is a military tribunal. It absolutely is. It is a semi-quasi-judicial hearing. We can still ask, is this a semi-quasi? We can ask. It's okay to ask. What kind of hearing is this? What kind of hearing? Can I just ask you, after you're done reading, if somebody has a question, can I just ask what kind of hearing this is? Because it's on the record. You have a whole room full of witnesses, including people they bust in. Right? Whole room full of witnesses. And the recording. So what kind of hearing is this? A semi-quasi, like...
They bring in their people all the
law?
time.
Is it common
Not
law
busting in, but they
hearing?
bring in their people all
Is
the time.
this a military tribunal? Can
They
you
take it
explain to me
over.
what? And then don't get into it too much and shut up and let them answer. And here's another thing that they do. It's called the law of three. The courts use it all the time. Okay, so what they like to do is run over you. If they don't answer your question, you wait. Are you done? I would like my 2 minutes back. Are you done? Okay, great. I'm going to ask you again. If it takes the rest of the 2 minutes until he answers, you ask him 3 times.
Yeah.
And if it's silence, he just agreed that it is a military trial. Because if they don't answer, this is how they get the public. It's by it's called acquiescence. Okay?
I think
Silence is
they'll just-
This is
agreement.
what we deal with in healthcare is the
You know.
yes.
Okay.
The ignorance of the patient.
Yeah.
And a lot of things
They
are done.
want the patient to be ignorant because then they have control over their
We just have to-
Everything.
You just have
SKV.
to meet the bare guidelines.
Yeah, the bare
of
minimum.
informed consent without really
Yes.
doing informed consent. So yeah, I
That's
understand.
the accounting office.
Yeah.
I had a talk with the hospital accounting office, and she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "Because I was I tried to get her into agreement, and she goes, "Yeah." She goes, "You don't want to say too much because I used to have a prosthetics company, and I worked with the insurance companies, and they bank on you being ignorant."
Yeah. They charge for things that
Yeah.
really shouldn't be. Anyway,
Because they
that's
can,
a
because they're
whole
the
other-
trustees.
Yeah. Yeah. and
Because
unless
nobody
you-
walked in
unless
and
you
said, "I'm the
question it,
beneficiary."
yeah, unless you question it, then you pay.
I'm the beneficiary. When you walk into a hospital, you have to make your statement, or you have your affidavit. You got your affidavit that states that this is who I am, and you record it, and then you bring it in to the meeting, and you hand them a copy.
You never walk into a hospital and have a procedure done unless you have a witness there with you to witness what you
There you go.
said.
Mm-hmm.
Because if it's just between you and the anesthesiologist or you and the
It's your
doctor,
word against
it's
theirs.
your word against their word, and it doesn't hold up in court for you. It does
Mhm.
for
There's
them.
nothing stronger in the courtroom than having an affidavit that's been recorded, uploaded as evidence. It's the strongest form of evidence you can, and they don't want to upload your affidavits. So if you brought in an affidavit into that quasi-judicial courtroom, that's what I'm going to call it, because that's what it is. And you go up and read, then you hand it to them. You hand it to them. You get your copy, you get your certified copy from the clerk, and you hand it to them. You just uploaded evidence that there's the only way they can rebut your evidence is by them returning it with an affidavit under oath. They're not going to do it. You won before. I mean, that's it. That's the checkmate right there. Because if you took those affidavits into court, like you said, if they violate that trust agreement and you take all those affidavits being uploaded, they're done before it even starts. All those that gave notice to the state that you are acting as our trustee.
Laura, will you be sending the information to me?
Yeah. So we are doing this still too, right?
Okay.
I don't. It's. I'm kind of waiting for
Waiting
Orion,
for Orion
to
to-
like.
Yeah.
Because
So I'm typing
I've
up-
got some affidavits. Well, I sent you some affidavits.
Okay.
Can you forward those to Orion really quick so he can look at those? I had AI create them.
Yeah.
I am one of the government, so this is really great because this is like
Oh,
I'm
sorry.
one of the
I didn't
governed.
get your. I
Okay,
didn't get
so
your
when you say
text.
I'm one of the governed, from whom all lawful authority must derive, I do not consent to this proceeding. Okay, because here's the thing: if you consent to that proceeding,
It can go on.
it can go on.
Yeah.
So you don't consent. So you're coming in as the king. What does a king say? A king says, "No, you didn't tell me about this meeting. You didn't give me. I call the meetings. I call the meetings. People have to realize who they are. You're the queen. You didn't consent to this meeting. So just kind of read that and see how that feels. Just read it out loud. See how that feels.
I am one of the governed from whom all lawful authority must derive. I do not consent to this proceeding, and I challenge your jurisdiction as fraudulently assumed, repugnant to natural law, and in violation of the Constitution's guarantee of due process. A fraud upon the people cannot vest lawful jurisdiction. Can I take a copy of this?
Yes. But do you see how powerful that is?
So if that were the opening statement by everybody that goes up,
We
and
can-
then you follow up with
Yes.
this part, listen to this for just a second.
Yes.
She's reading that. In order
Sorry, I
to
just sent
proceed,
you a
I
bunch of
first
information.
require this commission or body to recognize I am here in special appearance as the beneficial, equitable.
You don't want to say
Title
special
holder.
appearance, so
Well,
get rid of.
it was written right there in your document.
Right, but-
I'm
Yeah,
sure.
but that's a court thing.
Yeah, it still is. But we are here under
As the
duress.
benefic-
Under duress with all rights reserved. We are here under duress with reserving all rights. We are reserving all rights. Because now the courts are under UCC, Commercial Code. They just made them under UCC because people have recognized they are a commercial court.
Okay,
So
to
okay.
recognize I am here under duress, reserving all rights as the beneficial equitable title holder of the trust funds on these matters involving we the people's public trusts to build mega data centers in Utah. I also require this commission body to take notice my bill of complaint in equity and notice that I appear only in the capacity of one who is at the age of majority.
Yes.
As such, I therefore direct you to fulfill your fiduciary duty as trustee and beneficiary to settle all accounts as per the trustee bill of complaint in equity, with my encouragement for you to vote no on moving forward with this project, recognizing my rights of subrogation on this matter.
Perfect.
Okay,
And
so,
that's-
no, well, not yet, because Orion needs to go in. He's gonna tweak it.
But no,
Okay,
I'm agreeing. I'm
but
saying
that-
we're getting something down.
Yeah, that's,
Yes. Yes.
that's a
So,
good start.
so can you explain what the bill of equity is?
The bill of equity just means that all these public funds, you have a right to them. You have a right to say how they get used. They have no right to because they're considering you, again, as she said, as the minority, as the crying baby. You're not of legal age to represent yourself.
Right.
You have no say here. You're just a crying baby. So once you have acknowledged that you are the majority, age of majority, you have basically
You're no
taken
longer
back the
an
power, flipped the script, and you've told them either you act appropriately on my behalf so that my beneficiary rights to those funds are as my wishes and not your wishes. Otherwise, you're opening yourself to the liable lawsuit. Yet to follow with all these bonds that you have paying me, reimbursing me, which can be up to 10 times the actual cost.
Absolutely. I've got to run because I've got to be somewhere at 3,
Okay.
and I'm going to be a little bit late for that. But you will update me.
I'll let
and
you know.
send me all the stuff.
Yeah, I'll send you everything we have.
It was so
The
nice
state.
meeting all of you.
Nice to meet you, Brenda.
Basically, I'll send you
Look
the
forward
statement
to
and the.
continuing to work with you.
Yeah.
It's going to be great.
Seriously, I'm
Thank
glad.
you, Laura.
Sounds like you know a lot. Uh oh, which one?
Oh, the one that I'm sneaking out in my pocket, I wish.
How's that possible?
Did you get outside?
The
How would that be
one was
possible?
right here a minute ago. I don't know where he went. Oh, he's right here. Where's your other one? I was gonna take that one home.
How would it be possible?
There he is.
In the bedroom, I see.
Okay, so I love where that's going. So
Let
here's
me
the
see that
first.
part. Again, did you take that picture? I think I have that picture actually. She sent
I'll show you what I've written down.
Okay, and can you print it off so we can all kind of put?
Sure.
And if we get those notarized, and let's get the name like and
Do we state
Orion,
our
do you
name?
think
I am blank, one of the governed. Do we state
you want to say your name of the family, right, Ryan? You want to say of the family?
I wrote down I am
I don't think it's actually necessary of the family. We just need to keep it concise. So whatever we
I would
do,
say I would then say the last name first.
you got to understand these people are just regular Joes, right?
But it is a quasi judicial hearing, though. It is.
Yeah, but all we're gonna do is just collect the names. It doesn't matter what
Okay.
order they come in. If they say no, and we decide, or the public decides that they want to try to sue the decision of the public, then we would just collect the data. But technically, all we need is, I think the equitable aspect is very, very crucial. But all they need to do is just basically state, like I said before, however we write it, and I think what you have is probably good so far, is I'm one of the people, you derive your authority through the people, I'm one of the benefactors, I vote no. It's really that simple.
But I think we also
So-
need to state who we are individually as well.
Well,
Like,
yeah,
I think-
I know.
yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like I would probably say something like I'd said before, like I, the living man,
Right.
Orion Dennis Stout, right, am one of the people of Utah, through which you derive your authority as a representative of the people, right? There's very simple.
But what about saying like personally, I would think that you'd want to say, I, Orion Stout, Orion's. Well, then, because
Orion
it's
Dennis
really
Stout.
important that you state the name. So because in court even if you state, when they say your name, state your name, they apply that as jurisdiction. So what I'm saying is, even though it's just semi-judicial,
So the
I
word
really
"we the
think-
people," they don't have jurisdiction over that. So when you say I am one of the people, right? You're giving yourself a classification that they derive their authority from. They haven't captured we the
Okay.
people. So that's why I don't think it's necessary to play the name game in this scenario. You would in court, because you're standing
But
there
why
on
not
your
kill two
own
birds
body,
with
on your
one
own.
But why not kill two birds with
Because
one stone if you're gonna? If
We're
you're
not
going
going to be
court with
dragging
the
these people into
state?
court.
No, we're not. But what I'm saying is, if you have an opportunity to record a document, and these people are recording their documents as a living, you know how powerful that is.
So I agree with what you're saying, but I think the public is kind of dumb.
It is.
And so a lot of times people will look at, like, if I came in and used a lot of legal jargon, people are just going to be right over their head. They'll be like,
eyes
why would I
glaze
say,
over.
why does this require in this document that I say my last name first name? Well, that's not how I speak naturally, right? So I'm trying to look at this from the perspective of somebody coming in that like does not have the foundation, the legal foundation or anything, but we got to get them to make a powerful statement, right? And so from that position, we just gotta. It's just really simple. I'm one of the people. You derive your authority through the people. I'm the benefactor, and I like I said, and I have an equitable interest in the matter at hand, right? I highly encourage you to vote no. Sit down. It's like super simple. 10 seconds, that it. If we can get thousands and thousands of people saying that, and then we got it all on
our
paper,
affidavits will have all that information that you're wanting.
Because we want to have the affidavit, but I do think that we need to be more clear and clarify what we say when we speak up. Because here's the thing: if you don't say it, they will
Assume.
They will create a presumption. It's just what they do.
Well, I get that, but it's not like these people don't understand the word jargon, right? You're going to hand them a piece of paper and they're going to look at it, and if it feels unnatural,
they don't.
they're
Yeah.
not going to say it.
So then why don't we create something shorter? So if they're not comfortable, or why don't we just let them choose?
That's what I'm trying to get at. That's what I'm trying to say.
Why don't we write it out
That's
and
what I'm
let
getting
them
at.
choose what they want to say? Like that's what we're supposed to be about, anyways. Is choice,
Right.
right?
Yeah.
Like no one's been given a choice.
That's why I'm saying it's like it'd be more of a, hey, state your name. I'm one of the people. The primary focus is you just need to state that you're one of the people, and they get their authority through the people, and you're one of the benefactors. And as one of the benefactors,
Yeah.
I highly encourage you to not use our public assets for this interest. That's
Right.
it. And then just like I said, we've got to just get people to shut their mouth, stop talking, get as many people through as we possibly can, because that's how the public works.
Okay, so
Mass,
can you,
not volume.
so can you read what you have?
words.
But we do have to sign them as trustee.
I don't know
That
why
you,
this isn't
you have
printing.
to.
It's not
You
printing.
do.
They already are assigned
I
as
got it, but you
trustees.
have to express it, because that's about all about, like, with you have to express
Right.
that you're assigning them as trustees. So now it is on the record.
Nice to
Thanks
meet
so
you.
much for
Yeah,
coming.
I say that. So
Yeah.
it is
Oh, okay.
buy-in through
Bye.
the people that you derive your authority as steward, officers,
Yes.
Thanks for coming.
and
Kate.
trustees.
Okay.
See ya.
That's it. So that's
Send me copies of
so
stuff.
Okay,
that would
definitely.
be the phrase. It is by the we the people. It is by and through we the people that you derive your authority, right?
Right.
Stewardship and trusteeship.
Can we bring
So-
the creator, or can we bring God into that?
I wouldn't, because
Okay.
I
If
mean,
somebody
as
wants
much
to
as
add
I would
it.
love to do that, like in my heart, I would say that would not. It's just I think our system's just too
Okay.
far beyond that.
You're right. Okay.
First Amendment guarantees that right.
Yeah.
We can argue that in court
Okay. So
if
can
that's required.
can
I mean,
you
if somebody
read
wants to
it?
say something,
you
you
can
know,
add.
then they can
so.
add that to it, you
Okay.
know. But I wouldn't put it in the recommended.
Okay.
In the recommended jargon, I would just like I
Okay.
said, it's just
So
all about
can you
volume.
do- can you
And
do
I don't even
the-
know if this is
when
gonna
he's-
work. It's
when he
just
starts
too
talking,
many
can
people
you
get too
record what
passionate,
he's
they say too
saying?
much.
I'm recording
So we can-
everything.
You just get up
Okay.
and say, I'm one of the people, and
Why don't
you
you
get
just
your power
write it
through
down?
me.
No. Look,
Because
you
we've
read.
got it.
So
Okay.
she's recording it now. So when you speak, she is going to be recording it. So then we can make corrections if needed. We can pass it around.
So far, I just
We can
wrote
give it-
down, I am a living, maybe this is wrong because I've been trying to print this and not paying attention. I am a living man or whatever, woman, name, first name, middle initial or name, born in Utah, as a living, breathing, oh, I already said
You
that.
don't
Whoops.
ever want to use the middle initial. It's a derivative. That's your social security name.
Well, so is the middle name, isn't it?
Your real name is your first and middle name. That's your real name. Your last name was created by the state.
So I am first middle name, born in Utah, as a living, breathing man or woman. Obviously, you'd say your thing, of the family of. Would you say that then or no?
So so if you could just right here start it and record what he's going to say. So just record it.
Well, I
So-
can record on my phone. I'm already recording on this
So
device.
this way it automatically types in.
Oh, that way. Oh, I see what
Yes.
you're saying. Oh, okay. I'm nervous to have it do that at the same time, so let me do this.
And then I was thinking what we could do is hand this to Orion, hand it so we can all look at it.
Okay, will you just read what you have right there? The first thing you read over here, this side. I think.
Just speak.
Yeah. It should work.
In order to proceed, I first require this commission body to recognize I am here under duress, reserving all rights as the beneficial, equitable title holder of the trust funds on matters involving we the people's public trust to build mega data centers in Utah. I also require this commission body to take notice of my bill of complaint in equity and notice that I appear only in the capacity of one who is at the age of majority. As such, I therefore direct you to fulfill your fiduciary duty as trustee and beneficiary to settle all accounts as trustees per the bill of complaint in equity, with my encouragement for you to vote no on moving forward with this project, recognizing my right of subrogation on this matter.
And what I was thinking is we can take that and we could, if we put it on a screen, then we can now make the changes.
Okay.
Did you mention
Now, what I didn't say in
one of the
there
govern?
is that was this page over here, and that actually went first.
Okay,
Okay.
so
So,
here's what we have to say in
yeah,
the beginning.
I am Donald Troy, one of the governed from whom, and I'm not necessarily convinced that we're challenging their jurisdiction as fraudulently assumed, repugnant to natural law. Do we do that at a hearing, or is that?
That's what we're gonna do, is we're gonna delete some stuff. So we're gonna,
Yeah.
we're putting a lot on a piece of paper, and then we're gonna
Then
see
we're
what
gonna
is
start
needed.
whacking
Then
out.
we start whacking stuff out. Okay, so here's the beginning part that
Is
you
that the
can-
same thing he wrote
Life
down?
is good.
No, you,
Okay.
this goes in
Complex,
the
but good.
beginning. So
Sounds
you
I know,
good.
but what did he write down right here?
what?
This is that.
That's this.
Oh, it's the
that.
same thing.
So you
Okay.
can say it.
Oh, okay.
So is this a public
I am
meeting
one
tomorrow?
of the governed from
But what we're
whom
discovering is
all
public
lawful
hearings are
authority must
basically
derive. I do not
smokescreens
consent to this
because they've already
proceeding,
made the
and I
decision.
challenge your
They're just giving you a chance to
jurisdiction
voice
as fraudulently
and anybody
assumed,
does
repugnant to
voice
natural law, and in violation of the
basically a
Constitution's guarantee of due process.
because they haven't declared themselves
A
majority.
fraud upon the people
So they
cannot
haven't
vest
declared.
lawful jurisdiction.
What
And then
time is
right
the
here-
meeting tomorrow?
3:30.
Look at the bottom part.
That's where agencies
You
presume.
think we can get 500 people
Okay,
there?
do I do that now too?
I would just put it in there.
No.
No.
If
that's
courts
pretty
or
unrealistic.
agencies presume consent through silence,
Where did we
comma,
get
fear,
500?
comma, or
Is that-
ignorance,
It's
comma,
just a
they
number that
commit
says
fraud.
en masse.
So from what I know,
If it
this,
goes
just this,
because it's
just
the majority.
this has ended court cases.
It's
just this.
unprecedented that 500 people should all-
Court
Wow.
case dismissed.
So court would have to accept
This is
the
supposed to
case.
be the silver bullet.
How
So
many do we
I would
think we're
like
gonna do?
to, I'm just suggesting that we put it on a
Except
screen.
we don't want this to be dismissed. Like, we want this to be addressed.
We want, I'm not saying dismissed. I'm saying
Okay.
we're
We have-
setting the record, making them trustees, and now they're accountable. The goal is to get them to acknowledge.
I just figured out how we can get 500, maybe more.
Mm.
Invite a public media person there, and in our, few that are going to be there, as many as that is,
Mm-hmm.
we just say with the last one up there, if any that are hearing this through this media channel that we have want to join our cause, do this, fill this out, put your name in there, and we just created maybe thousands.
Can you create a
more
page so we can maybe do it live? Like we could do a Facebook Live?
That would be so great.
I do that every time I go.
Okay, so,
So let
she's
me
already.
read what I got right here so far. Okay, so I, Orion Stow, one of the people of Utah, I stand here as a benefactor and an equitable interest holder in the public trust assets. It is important to acknowledge that the council functions as our elected trustees, assuming authority granted only by the people. As trustee, you are bound by a strict fiduciary duty of loyalty and prejudice. This means that you are legally and morally obligated to act solely in the best interest of the beneficiaries, the public, rather than for private and political gain. Any action that misuses or alienates these public assets without a clear public benefit constitutes a breach of that trust. Because the matter at hand threatens to compromise these interests, I formally urge you to uphold your sacred duty to the people and vote no.
What about all the people that want data centers?
There'll be some.
There will be some. So the objective is like you weren't here before, is that it's about what does the mass public want, right? And so it's always going to be a battle of like, if people want it, they get up and they say they want it.
Mm-hmm.
If people don't, they get up and they say they don't. And then it's just one of those things that they got to sit down and weigh and say, well, the mass majority of the public's interest is no. And under a democracy, they need to acknowledge that and just recognize that. And so what I had mentioned before is that we're trying to, what I think, because at first this was kind of overwhelmingly complicated, but we just want to create a template to just get people up there and run as many people as we possibly can with the fewest, most simplest template of language that they possibly can, to just say, no, I'm not interested. But we need to just run as many people as we possibly can through. And so anybody who's opposed, just say no.
They don't.
Just get them
Yeah,
saying
they don't have to. They don't have to make that statement. So can
Do
you
we
put?
wanna
Can
make
you
a
add where they like a placeholder where they can put their names?
Yeah.
Like I am,
Mhm.
because they're gonna ask you for your names.
And is Stout your middle name or last name?
Stout is my last name.
Last name. Okay.
Ryan rocks. We should get T-shirts
Mhm.
that say Orion rocks.
No, we shouldn't do that.
I think
That's
that
the last thing I want to do is
Unless I get my band going, and then I would say let's get T-shirts that say Orion Rocks. Then we
Like,
can do that.
we should do Orion rocks.
no,
webpage.
because we need to, like, we are not going to fall for all that crap. Like, we're not going to be making a statue of Orion out of gold and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? We're not going
Right
down
back
that.
to the old.
We all have our part to play,
Yeah.
and God is leading us.
Yeah.
It's the white
He
flag
is.
movement.
This is divine, like for sure. This is.
Did you record that? Were you recording that?
No, I thought you already had it written down.
Oh, I have it.
Okay.
So let me.
Do you want me to?
copy this, and then
Okay.
I'm just going to forward this to you guys through text message.
Okay.
So this is the direction I would go, and I would just keep it as simple as.
I want to ask one other thing.
That took me
As
what,
you
like
said that.
45 seconds to read,
Probably.
about like that maybe.
30.
And
30
so
seconds.
should we? And we do this in an affidavit format, right? I am, and this is who I am, and I mean, if it's notarized, it's even more powerful, obviously.
Is there any kind of a vote tomorrow?
No.
Mm-mm.
No, this is all stuff that's already been pretty much
This
already
is just a
in
public
that's a
hearing
They
and-
have it as a format.
And
as
technically,
formality.
the part we're going to, the half hour before, they called it a town hall.
And that starts
So
at
I forgot about that part.
2:30.
Whatever that
3
means.
o'clock.
what time does the town hall start?
3:30.
It starts at 3:30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's only a half hour. And none of it's on the record.
Oh no.
So we have to.
So
We just have to
Wow.
video. We have to video
Yeah.
everything. None of it's on the record. They really did everything within their power to take away our voices a year and a half or so ago. And the group of us that went, there was at least 10 of us, 10 to 20 of us went pretty much every time for a year and a half consistently, going and saying the same things. They never acquiesced to any of our requests. None of them. They said they'd start holding regular town halls. That hasn't happened. They're counting these half-hour dealios right before the meeting as some kind of a grand gesture to acquiesce to our public desires for our voice to be heard, and it's garbage.
Yeah,
They're
the only
such
way
liars.
that you're going to invoke change is through the courts. You're going to have to.
You've gotta
you're going to
sue
have to do a lawsuit against the public
So
trust
why don't we add to
doctrine,
this
and that's.
that this statement is going to result in a legal case against you and against your bonds. We give them fair warning because we already know that we've been here for the last year with all these other meetings, and you completely railroaded us.
From a
The-
legal
So this
perspective,
is-
you have to state that this is a notice.
Yeah.
So that gives
Give them
them but you have to put it in the speech. That's, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Put
From
that
a legal
part in there.
perspective, yeah.
So just give them notice that we are giving you notice that this is going to follow up with a court case because we know.
You don't want to
From
throw it in court.
history.
You just say this is a notice because then they have 20 days to rebut or
I
30
said,
days to rebut.
This is a notice that we are prepared to take legal action
This is a
if
public
our
if our beneficiary
Okay.
rights are not honored.
So I just texted this to you guys so you guys can have it. So.
Okay, perfect. Thank you very much.
Yeah, just say this notice serves this affidavit serves as public notice that if not honored in equity and trust,
So
will
you
result
ha-
in a
in the
lawsuit.
Administrative Procedures Act, you have to give them and out. So you have to give them a specific, because everybody follows the Administrative Procedures Act of 1934.
I'm not saying no.
So, no, I'm just stating that. So we have to make sure it's worded in a way that is peaceful, that is, sometimes it,
That has remedy.
yes,
That's all we're
they have to
saying.
have remedy.
So
Yeah.
essentially, what we want to do in the remedy is say, in this public notice, as remedy, we require 10 times the cost of this project back to us from our trust. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What you're saying to them is we
Is
know that
if
our,
you choose to go forward, and this is $1 billion project, you owe from our trust 10 billion back to us
It
because
would-
we're moving
Yeah, we would want them to come out of their bond
out of their bond.
for sure.
yeah.
But again, that's gonna all end up being stuff that plays out behind the scenes if it ends up going to court. And my personal bias is that I just feel like we're too far down this rabbit
We
hole
really
that the
are.
only solution is to start doing, and like you're saying, it's like everybody's just trying to just exit.
Exit the
They're
system,
just trying
gotta
to just get
exit.
out. They're like, we're just done, and I'm just gonna go create my own little government.
which we have the right to
I
do.
think it's kind of what's happened throughout even the Bible and throughout history. It's just people just go create their tribes. They
Yeah.
just go create their communities, and they
That's all
start
we're
That's
It's
what
really the
Brandon,
only
living
Brandon
outside of
created his own
government, you know.
nation.
And
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
just like
and
that.
that's what we're doing.
hey, you just
so.
create your own nation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe on that note, we simply give notice that we have created an informal international NGO and we are requiring only our trust funds be used for our interests and not public interests any longer. Would that be all right?
That
I'll have to think about that. I mean, it's just. Again, when you're coming at it, it's just about like how can we educate the people to sway that way, right? The general public.
Well, and
So-
in this way, what I'm saying is we don't have to, because as we do it for ourselves, we have more time to educate others. Because once money starts flowing in our best interest, and now we can afford to buy another luxury property in another state that is more amenable to we the people as opposed to self-interest,
Yeah.
then, that's where we're going to migrate to. And claim our lands back under a superior authority,
Yeah.
which is laws of God's first.
We just
right?
we
I
just
didn't
go
get your
set the
thing.
example and then just let people look at it and let it just thrive, just work that way and let them come into the communities. But
So
I didn't get your I didn't get it.
it didn't. You didn't get the text message?
No.
What
really?
were you saying?
are we sure the commissioners want to push data centers?
No,
in?
I don't think they do. But
Okay. I did get
according
it.
to
Never
the
mind.
Okay.
military MITA thing, it's not really their choice to make.
Yeah.
It's the same thing as the other commissioners up north. They can say they don't want them. They can say they do want them. It doesn't really matter what they say. They've been proven to lie all the time.
Yeah,
so
the
I don't
problem
know why
is
it
that
matters what
the
they say.
government, it is hands down the only reason they're pushing these is for the surveillance.
Oh,
surveillance
so
of people.
obvious.
So can we say
So
right up
obvious.
front
Because we
that
are now
we do
a
not
liability. The people are a liability against the government, and this is what happens with every government: is that there's a separation between it and its people. Happens every single time. Rome, Babylon, and then even under communism, which is funny because they do the same dang thing with communism. Is they say that the public's going to become an asset.
Why
The whole
can't-
general public becomes like a commodity that's controlled and owned by the government.
Why
Well,
can't we
we just created the
include
same dang
that?
thing under capitalism.
Why can't we
You know?
include that in one sentence in that statement as why we're saying no?
Well, because
this is
because
history
again, I mean,
repeating itself.
it would be nice to be able to do that, but there's a lot of things that could be said about the whole system.
Because then we start
It
getting
would just-
into the whole nitty gritty of the
Yeah,
whole thing, and that
really
could go
what
on
we
for
want to do
hours.
is just get the people just to say no, not interested, not be emotional, not be
Yeah.
passionate, don't act like children, because the
Don't
moment
need-
they
you don't
start
need to
getting
defend
angry
your-
or acting like
decision.
children, then the government just, like I said, they gloss over. Then suddenly it gets so bad, they're just like, you know what? You guys are just acting like babies. We're just gonna walk into this room. We're gonna do what we're gonna do, right? So we're just not even gonna listen. So in there, I think I did one. Did I send you the one that thanks them?
I'm trying to get it to
'Cause
show up
I
here.
have one-
Oh, I'm not connected.
Yeah,
That's
so
why.
Wait,
because I would, even
only
if I
have
hate
one.
them, I would say I thank you for
I'm
your
not
service. I
connected.
thank you for your
What
duty,
is it under?
and
Your
you know, you
Wi-Fi?
were elected for this position
Steve.
by the people, and I acknowledge and
Okay, password?
respect your authority, you know, that
Oh.
as by the will of the
Sure,
people.
password.
Because that's, you know, whether I elected
Oh.
any of these people or not, they're
Okay.
they still won the general
Right.
interest of the public, right? So, and they do deserve our respect. And that's the problem is people get in there and they just get so angry. They just yell and scream and shout, and then these officials are just like, huh, well, obviously that guy didn't vote for me. You know?
Mm.
Where he did and
So
doesn't
when,
like me
so
anymore.
when we
Yeah,
do
exactly.
a posting
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Facebook,
So
we're gonna
let 'em-
state
let 'em
what
sit
he's
there and
saying
wonder.
right now.
Like, you
Everyone's
stay
gotta be
neutral and you're just like,
peaceful, and
hey,
because they
I
they
really
are
appreciate the service you
automatically
guys have been
assume
doing.
that we are
I'm
infant
concerned about
minors,
the public
and
assets.
we are not
Let's do what's
capable of
in the
handling our
best
own
interest of the
affairs. This is
public,
how they
like,
view us.
of this
Okay.
community right here.
I mean, is
So-
Eileen Hacker and that group?
What?
You shush
What was
them.
this?
I just if you're gonna start mentioning names, I mean, I've got it recording, just so you know.
Oh.
Oh, I just wonder who's planning to come.
I have no idea.
Oh.
Who's been invited?
What was I gonna write down? I don't know. Something she just told me.
Gary Henderson.
Oh, I know.
Just that. I don't know. Nicole Mowry. Maybe I shouldn't be saying any names. I don't know.
Just I've told probably 50 people at least to text their friends and let people know to come.
Yeah.
I mean, I figure we'll have the statement printed out that they can read from, several versions of them maybe,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll have the affidavit. But we didn't even get into that. Like,
Yeah.
all we've talked
Because
about is the
it's-
statement.
Yeah, and do we need an affidavit at a public hearing?
That
That's
I
more
don't.
of a-
That's why I'm saying I don't think that it would. I don't think it'd really do anything. I don't.
It's not a court
Yeah.
proceeding yet.
Yeah.
So we don't need this for tomorrow.
We don't-
I would
Just our presence with our.
Just presence and
with our
then
voice.
just say the right words. This is about beneficial
Okay.
interests.
I sent you,
know,
the whole
equitable
doc.
interests with the
You don't need to type
community,
it.
and we
Oh.
just highly encourage you. not
Well,
to
I
do
was
it.
adding some
It's
stuff in
just
there
simple.
that I think needs
But
to
like
be in
I
there.
got everything in there.
These guys heard all the pros and cons a
It's
million
all-
times. They don't need to hear it again. It's a waste of time.
Oh.
All
Numbers-
the different, all the
numbers-
different
How do I get
versions.
it?
Numbers is how you win.
It's
Just
right here.
get people through as
Oh,
fast as possible.
okay.
State the name
It should be.
and
It's
say
a
no, and
document.
then sit down. So that way
Is-
the next person can just get up
Where is
there,
it?
and it's like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, as
And
fast as possible.
I agree, and I'm not
Maybe I-
saying
maybe I didn't send
to
it.
add anything to it, but
Hold
along
on,
the
maybe I didn't
lines
send
of
it.
the one
Thought I
reason,
sent it.
the reason you had just suggested we
Oh, I
don't do
did.
that
I
is
sent
because
it.
it could be deemed political, it could be argumentative, it could be whatever.
Exactly.
And what I'm saying is the statement, because this requires removal of our
It's there.
rights to
It's
water
in mine.
that we now have,
Oh,
that are
cool.
now gonna go to a data center and
Mhm.
take away from us.
Yeah.
Is
The
that
argument they
political?
have about that, though, is
I mean, I
that
just put it in the
they're
text.
testing and
Oh.
creating closed loop systems. So they're not using as much water as they're using in like the one in Minnesota and the ones in the other ones. But
Can
the
you send me
problem
all
that
the
I
time?
have is
Yeah,
the
I'm
drawback
so
to that
confused why
is
it's not
that-
showing up on your thing.
and this is my concern, is that while they're closed loop systems, they've got plans for 13 nuclear power plants coming in Utah. Because the problem that they're not talking about at these things, because I think the data centers is the sleight of hands. The nuclear power plants is the problem.
Mm.
Because they have plans for 13, and there's a lady that's up in Salt Lake City she's a scientist, and she looked at all the data for these power plants, and she's like St. George is setting right on a fault line, and these power plants, and when that fault line goes, it is guaranteed every time a 6.7 earthquake, period, just flat out. Like when our thing shifts, generally it's always right around 6.7, and the
6'7".
6.7, yep. And 6 and 7. Yeah, and she says that these power plants are rated for 6.2. So if
It's gonna rupture.
it's going to rupture, but the biggest problem too on top of that is that
Thanks.
the power plants are what consumes the most water. So all of these data centers that they're putting in is going to double the entire power output of the entire state
Yes.
2 times.
Double.
So
Jeez.
Yep,
2
double.
times. So so they
And it
have to
raises the
figure out how to
temperature.
create 2 times the power that they're creating now to power every single home throughout all of Utah.
Okay, and not
that's
just
why
that.
the nuclear power plants are coming in.
It also raises the temperature up to 5 degrees.
Yep.
Holy cow.
One data center raises the temperature because you watch the videos.
Creates hot pockets.
Yeah,
Yep.
it creates, and you're raising the temperature. You are changing. You're
Exactly.
changing our environment.
Yeah.
You are changing our environment.
They say that's why Salt Lake did not get snow this year, was because of the data center that's running up there right now has increased the temperature, and it even affected all the way up to Park City. Park City did
Where
not
are
get
the
snow.
ski resorts?
That's why we didn't
Why
have
aren't the
any
ski
snow.
resorts up in arms?
Someone needs to
Why aren't all
state
the ski
that.
resorts
You
up
would
in
think that
arms?
they would be.
Orion, why
They must be
can't
getting
you-
paid under the
Why
table or
can't you go up
something.
there after you're done reading and just spend a little more time and discuss
I don't know
that?
if I have meetings tomorrow like all day.
You could schedule a meeting with them at a different
This
time.
Yeah,
is
I'm gonna have to.
so
I'm gonna have to do it privately
important.
because Tuesday is like I would have to like reschedule so much.
Orion,
Like
like
Tuesdays are my-
they need you
But
there.
he can meet with them at different
I
time. I don't
will.
think
I
it's,
don't mind going
yeah.
and meeting with them and having a conversation. I don't have any problem with that. I'll go privately,
Yeah.
sit in their office,
They'll-
and we
they'll
can
meet
have,
with
we
you.
can have a chat about
Yeah.
Because
about all
like
this stuff. But
those statistics are so important because you are altering the environment.
yeah,
Well, and
but
I
they've
think-
heard it. That's what I'm trying to say is that
They know. They
have
absolutely
had
know.
all the data. They know this stuff.
But
And
not
that's-
as the beneficiary or the trustees. That's the thing. No one has stated that, so it's going to mean much different when we make that statement and then bring that to
if
light.
we can get enough people to use this format, then that what happens is that their mind shifts, just like you were saying too about like who's the benefactor, right?
Yeah.
They think the state is the benefactor. So what's happened is our officials have all thought they're like, oh, the people are no longer the benefactors. The general public, I should say, the people are not the benefactors. The people are the grantors. The public is the benefactor. So if they shift their minds from the public to the state, we got to remind them that our community is the benefactor. They need to be operating in the interest of our benefactor. And I've got like I said, I've got hundreds of court cases that have been gone through court thousands of times over violation of the public trust doctrine and the misapportionment of public trust assets.
right.
So if they do it and there's a problem, then lawsuit. That's just all there is to it. Sue the city, break it down, and then we just do that. So
I'm requesting access.
Oh, it didn't.
I'm not saying that this has
That's
as
weird.
much impact as what you were just
I
saying.
said anyone with a link.
But I do know that what used to make Utah the greatest snow on earth, all the skiers up there, Park City and Snowbird and all that, we were all pretty much in consensus saying it's because as the storm fronts come in over the Great Salt Lake, that salt is lifted up into the cloud to crystallize and make it light and fluffy.
Mhm.
And we have decimated the Great Salt Lake, let 2/3 of it drain off.
Okay, sorry,
We
viewer,
have
editor.
1/3
There we go.
left in water coverage.
Mhm.
I think that has more environmental impact.
well,
as
there's
to the
one more
life.
that's even worse
Does
than
that work now?
and it has to do with Great Salt Lake, the shrimp brine. So if you remember back, the St. George, Utah, the state bird, right?
Seagull?
The seagull,
Mhm.
California seagull, state bird.
Live by
California
that
seagull.
brine.
The reason why, that's what it is actually. It actually is called the California
That's funny.
seagull.
Huh.
So it came here because of the Great Salt Lake, and it thrives here because of the shrimp brine from the Great Salt Lake. If the Great Salt Lake dies, no food for the birds. If the birds are gone, our food supply gone.
Crickets come back.
Crickets come back. We are going to have so much rodents and pests because that is the primary route for all the birds in the Midwest. All go right through the Great Salt Lake, and
so
so
who is
this
the
area is decimated. The moment that Great Salt Lake dries up and
Who
all the
is
shrimp brine die up, that's
who's
it.
the brainiac that allowed the Great Salt Lake to be drained and continue to?
Probably
evolve
the
for
one that keeps saying that he wanted to keep the Great Salt Lake filled.
Yeah, exactly. They always, it's magic,
bait
the
and
magician's
switch.
trick.
Yep.
Look over here while I say the things you want me to say, and I'm going to do the opposite of what I'm saying. That's always how it works with politicians. Okay, so to recap, We are going to have, it looks like 4 different statements. I don't know if we should hone in on one of them or if any of them are better than the others, but I have 4 versions. I guess Khalees will keep working on it.
I would say just read them all the way they are,
Yeah.
and whichever one gets us closest to the 30 to 40 second per person thing,
Okay.
we just adopt it. Because I think essentially
Stop it.
we are getting the message out there, and all of these statements help a legal battle. I don't
True.
think anything is missing.
Okay.
If the legal route is what we're going to
And
I'm combining
I like
it.
here's the thing.
Awesome.
A lot of people have been told 2:30 to come at 2:30 tomorrow. The meeting's not till 3:30. I'm going to take advantage of that. And if Khalees can go, or any of you can go, let's do the
Come at
same thing we
2:30.
did around the table here. There's a little community room right across the hall. We've done that plenty of times. We can just go in that room, have a little educational half hour before the meeting, 40 minutes, to go over some of these things we went over today, and just educate people that are willing to be there. They don't.
Do you know the address?
I can
don't
send
know
it to
the
you.
address.
If you just type in,
So how many people get to do their 30 to 40 second deal?
probably everyone.
As long as they behave.
So
As long as everybody stays cool and they don't cause problems, which
you're
my
expecting
concern
a
is
big turnout.
me?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have
Okay.
I have
I-
no clue.
After
I
doing
don't
this
know.
so much,
I
I
saw
don't
how much
expect a
showed
lot
up
of
at Box-
people.
I saw
I
how much
know.
showed up at the Box
But
County.
they don't know this. They gave public notice. There's nothing about data centers in the public hearing notices, so it's not intended to be a meeting about that. It's about the
What if it isn't?
Red Reef
Let's say it's not.
project. It's just a town hall, so we're just jumping on the fact that we know there's something coming down the pipe. Give me a break. There's something coming here. We know it. We can't be this stupid to think it's just Cedar City and Box Elder, and it's coming here too. So we're just taking this opportunity to let the commissioners know that we're watching them, and they are
Preemptive
in
strike.
charge. They're fiduciaries of our beneficial accounts, and they need to act accordingly. And we're putting them on notice. That's all.
One of the things you
That's all.
can say at the end is govern yourselves accordingly. You can say at the end,
Yeah,
govern
that's a good
yourselves accordingly.
So that's why I don't think it's going to be a huge turnout. It's only people that know me,
So now you raise it.
essentially. I sent it out to Eric Mutzos. He shared it on his account, so
now
people
you
that know
raise
me
a
and Eric.
question for me. You raise a question for me, Laura. And
Yeah.
The question is simply this: if the hearing is for the Red Reef
Adam.
project,
Yeah,
if the hearing is for the Red Reef
it might be
project,
related.
and we state that we're in no for the data center,
Yeah.
would they just disregard all of our
No,
statements?
no,
They
because
have
this
to
is
put
a
it on the
town
record.
hall. This is a town hall. Because like I said, this is what they amended the meetings to be. They took away public comment and they added this town hall right beforehand. And it's meant to, the purpose was meant to have interaction, because our public comments were 2 minutes, and they used to be 3. They took them down to 2. We would all come and have it prepared, written out, and say our public comment, sit down. Say our public, sit down. Sometimes they'd respond. If it was like in a really emotional issue, sometimes they weren't really supposed to, though. So they wanted to create an opportunity where there could be an interaction between, but you know what they did? All 3 of them scattered around the room. So we all had these private conversations with only one of the commissioners. It wasn't a whole room. So we really need to make sure when we meet beforehand, we are going to make sure that we are addressing all of them at the same time. We're not going to separate into 3 different groups. We're going to make sure they hear all of us at the same time. We will have, maybe I can get a mic. I could probably bring a little portable thing and have a mic. But it's going to all be videoed, and that's going to be how we have public comment recorded on the record is our video evidence. And audio. We'll be recording all over the place so that it is on record. And so it will be put on notice. And I don't know if there's another way we can file public notice besides that meeting. We could file something, I don't know, with the county clerk.
Yeah. I mean, transcribe the whole meeting
And just submit it to the county clerk's
office.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
As evidence, and say
Okay.
this was, I'm submitting this as,
I like that. Okay.
I think that's actually a really smart idea.
Okay.
Yeah. Put it on
So
the
that'll
record.
be it. It'll be so
they're not
quick.
going to,
It's
then
gonna be
let the people
wham
do it.
bam. They'll probably have excuses, but my guess is they'll just be like, "Oh, okay." I don't know. I don't know what their reaction's gonna be. They'll probably be shocked that we actually know our crap and we know what their game is.
Yeah.
Because I don't think they're
What's
this
their
dumb.
game?
I think they know. I think they know exactly what they're doing. I think they know they're using our credits with the IRS. I think they know all that kind of thing. I think they know that
They don't. They know.
they know.
They
They
know.
absolutely know. They
Believe
like to
me,
play
they know.
dumb. That and say they don't want a data center, but they want all of it. It lines their pockets. Give me a break.
I mean, I have to say, I kind of am intrigued with data centers myself, partly.
Yeah.
But my concern is that I think we're moving too fast.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
think that we need to
slow way down.
Take a breather and just take a more strategic approach, because sometimes we play with fire. I mean, you imagine, I use this analogy with my son, just real quick, I'll let you speak. The first person that learned how to make fire probably burnt down the Amazon.
Good point.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Whoa,
So-
what did I do?
Like, oh, well, I learned how to make fire. So there goes the Amazon.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah.
But then, of course, it grows back, and we learn from it. But I think we sometimes get technology and we move too fast.
There is
Yeah.
a chance that that first person that made fire did not burn down the Amazon.
There is
Or,
a chance.
or he died.
Or she.
Or she.
Or she. Might have been Eve.
In our growth, since we're buying properties with housing on them, our technology plan is we start small. We obviously are using somebody else's data center, but as soon as we create enough properties in enough countries, we also plan on creating our own mesh net. So economic little micro data centers in the houses that are all peer-to-peer together.
I'm so freaking happy that you said that, because I talked to my son about that
Mesh net.
same thing. That's exactly what I told him. I
It's
said,
a separate internet
Yeah.
to the internet. Nobody gets in except for members.
yeah,
Really?
Never
Yeah.
have to worry about fraud. Never worry about hacking, unless the members are doing devious things. Because the only way to
Right.
get to those data centers is come into our houses and.
But
and
then
mess
you'd
with
be able to
them.
trace it,
You
wouldn't
can,
you?
because the technology
Yeah.
confirms from one center. If this
Exactly.
has been hacked,
Mm-hmm.
another one can isolate that one and say go to a backup before the hack and restore it so that everything stays
Wow.
consistent. That's the benefit of Web 3.0 technology today.
Wow.
The
I didn't
good
know that.
thing, because they are peer-to-peer verified, so
Yeah.
no fraud can technically get done.
Yeah.
So
when I was 14 years old, I had a friend of our family that was like huge in the communications. He was in the military, and they were just getting the internet stuff all set up. This was back when dial-up was starting up, and I was like, I had probably one of the first cell phones in St. George at the time. Like, I actually had a courier. This is like 18. I had like like the briefcase one, and like I was like paying like $600 a month for my phone bill.
Wow.
that was
anyways.
the Motorola thing, right?
Yeah.
Or before the Motorola.
Yeah, it was before the No, this was like a briefcase. Like,
Oh
it
my
actually was in a briefcase, and I had to put
CIA
the.
stuff.
What year
I
are
had
we
to put
talking
this-
about here?
This was like, geez,
80s.
if I was like, yeah, we're talking 80s, yeah.
Oh,
So late 80s, yep.
wow.
So I owned a courier business, and so my objective was that I wanted people to be able to call me with deliveries as soon as possible, right? So I was 18 at the time. It was my first business. So,
Wow.
and I'm 50 now, so,
You're 5'0"?
I'm 5'0".
When's your birthday?
Well, I'll be 5'0" this year. 76, so 79.
I'm 50.
You're
so
52, yeah.
I'll be 51 September 3rd.
Yeah.
When's your birthday?
October,
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm a year and a month older.
yeah.
Are you a Scorpio too? What's your?
Virgo
Virgo,
Oh,
yeah,
Virgo.
yep,
means nothing to me.
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, we grew up through the whole
You're
development of it.
You're August
Humanitarian.
Huh? October 24th,
Humanitarian.
yeah. So I'm a Scorpio.
Virgos
yeah.
are good people.
Yep, Scorpio.
We
But
were-
anyways,
we
I
were the
came up
best
with this idea.
generation.
Yeah, I
The
came up
80s
with this
kids.
idea. I was talking to this guy who's like military. He's a friend of our family, and I was like, so now that we're getting into this radio stuff, I'm like, and the internet, I'm like, why can't we just create a cell phone that repeaters off of everybody
They
else's
have
cell
those.
phone?
They
And
have
they
those.
do have those.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
and he was
Rapid
like,
radios.
his voice to me is like, because he was setting up all these, like, even my own family owns land where a tower was going up, right? So there's all the centralization of communication that was happening right back then. And I'm like, why don't we just open it up to the public for free communication? Like, you would just buy your cell phone, you wouldn't have to pay for a subscription.
Thank you. I love
Because
that.
it'd be like, you would just basically be the repeater and the tower, and the only reason you have to pay for service is because it's gridlocked through a tower, right? And so I'm like, why don't we do that? And he goes, you trying to get yourself killed this early in life? So that was the whole thing said to me. He's like, because I know how to do that, and you could do that. And he's like, you know, because I was like, we could put this on every car. Like, every car could be a transmitter. Every single phone, every single house could be a transmitter, you know?
Read that.
What am I reading?
153208, type 3 procedure,
that?
quasi-judicial.
Laura, who's that?
Right here.
Khalees.
Police is right here.
Khalees.
Huh?
Not Khalees.
Look.
Harmon.
Here, send that to me.
Oh,
Just
okay.
send it to me. So I
There
can-
you
I
go.
love it.
Kylie's.
Your name's
thank you.
Kylie.
There you go.
It is confusing me.
What did
Yeah.
she give you?
Invitation.
Okay, that was divine because I wasn't looking for that.
Really?
No. No.
Yeah, send it over. I'd like to.
That's
I'd like
what
to do
I'm
some research.
saying. Like, stuff like this has been happening.
Oh, high school
Like,
grad?
I didn't intend on getting that just now. Like,
Yeah.
and that's American Legal Publishing.
Hmm.
Oh my gosh.
Well then that would mean that all of those people are in there acting
Look, it's
without authority.
look, land
Without
land
jurisdiction.
divisions, property line. Look, it's all about. Look at. It's everything we're
gotta
talking about the
include this.
meeting.
This
Yeah, send me
is
that.
the
Send me
basic.
that. Send me that.
I don't see what just happened. I have no idea.
This is
Public
the basis for
facilities,
what
like this is the this.
It's
Oh,
a court,
it's
it is
from-
court.
it's from
Basically
that-
what
it's
we were
from that
talking about
Jennifer
is
lady,
that
right?
a court,
What?
a
Is it
public
from that
hearing
Jennifer
is
lady?
I just
actually
found
a
it. Just
form of
popped
court.
up.
Okay.
So
Cool.
it is.
I was
It's
looking
a
for
semi
something else and I
quasi
freaking-
court hearing
Tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Dude.
That's awesome.
So if that's the case, moving forward, I'll do some research into this, do some research into it, and
Okay.
maybe we might change the way that we approach it if this can be incorporated into it. We can
okay.
maybe actually play with what you had originally
Yeah. I think
had
we
in
should.
mind. So but send that link to me so I can read it.
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
because would
Then it
want
goes to vote.
data centers.
Essentially,
I would
it
want
goes
data
to
centers.
vote.
Like that's just all there is to it, right? So
Laura, can you text
and that's
me
where
that?
and I
Because
agree
can't
with you. It's
text
like
an Android
you know
from
that's why I
here.
said before. It's like
Let
I
me
kind of
text-
like
text Orion.
I like
Hold on.
AI a little bit. You know, like I use
Sure.
it
Texting
quite
I
a
don't
bit.
want data
But
centers.
AI,
I'm just
AI is
speaking
working
for
right
general
now.
public. I
They're
actually
planning
enjoy.
on doing flock. That's what they're planning on doing.
Yeah.
So we don't need. We're fine right now with AI. We're fine.
Yeah.
It couldn't work any better, right? This is for something way bigger.
Mm-hmm.
We've been under martial law since when? 19 whatever.
Long time. Yeah.
So we're under martial law. We're under a military law right now. That's what this proceeding is under. It's a military hearing.
Yeah, it's a military tribunal. Yeah.
So that's why it's so important to make these statements, because we're not under. We got to state, we got to express that we're not under your jurisdiction. That's why we got to challenge the jurisdiction. That's why
I
this,
love it.
you
Yeah.
have to. They cannot move forward until they prove subject matter and personal jurisdiction.
That's right.
They
Now you can
cannot
challenge
move
it.
forward.
Now you can
Yeah.
challenge it.
Period.
I
Oh,
love it. That's where you put it in. That's why we have to say it.
guys, I have got to be running.
'Kay.
Actually, because I got some. other
Are
things I've
you
gotta be
guys
going
okay
to,
if I
so.
share that meeting under?
You can, but I mean,
My-
I think we should create. I think we should create the affidavit, and I think we should. I mean,
We are
you
gonna
can.
make this.
No, I think we're Ryan's going to look up the public, but we got to get it out as quickly as possible. People have time to get it notarized and everything. But Ryan's going to go through the link that we just.
Okay.
That just
discovered.
You're
came
a
up with-
notary. Just bring your stamp with you tomorrow.
I am.
There is a
Forever.
notary, another notary coming as well. Jocelyn Waters. Jocelyn.
Whitwer?
No.
No.
Jocelyn. Walters.
Huh.
I think
Quasi judicial review public here. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. Did you get the link for this?
I didn't get the link. I just took a picture.
Okay,
of the
did you
page.
send it to Don?
I
Okay.
sent both.
This
to
is
them.
freaking crazy. This this is
that it?
freaking oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I think. Wait. No. It's American Legal Publishing.
Table of special ordinances.
Oh, but the Google Doc was my.
Semi-closet, yeah, that's it.
That was our. Okay.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Okay,
Like,
yeah,
I
it's
can't believe I'm looking at this right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so also
Well,
witness
this might
affidavit.
change some stuff, and we could probably flip their like create a whole new precedence on how. But again, my thing is we got to educate the public, like how to behave,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sitting there watching these videos, and I'm just like,
They're freaking
please
out.
just shut your mouth and just freaking,
Say what you want to
just
say.
get it as quickly as possible. And
Look what I
get
just
going,
found.
so. Oh,
I-
closing meeting affidavit already written, huh?
No, this is what they're signing. They're signing and
Oh, this is
uploading
what they're signing.
affidavits.
Ah.
What?
They're fulfilling their obligations by filling out affidavits. They're
The
creating
city
it.
officials?
Yes. This is, you guys, this is huge.
Oh wow. That's real.
Closing meeting affidavit, state of Utah.
So
They
they're
probably have to file that with every meeting, huh? File an
Maybe.
affidavit after every single meeting.
yes.
I bet I wouldn't be. That wouldn't surprise me at all. It's just a bunch of red
Because
tape.
if
and,
nobody rebuts this affidavit, it becomes law. You have to rebut the affidavit. They're using legal. They're using court procedure. This is the administrative
That's so
procedure.
sick and wrong.
But you guys,
Wow.
this
That
is
is
what I'm.
like-
But
are
this
they
is,
are they
that
publishing
magic.
this somewhere? Are they publishing it
This is
somewhere?
what I'm trying to tell you.
They have to publish it.
You just
I bet
tapped
it's in
into
the
this just
newspaper.
barely?
Yeah, no, I just.
This is divine. You are being
Not-
divinely channeled.
I'm telling you,
Yeah.
this is the shit that happened. No, it's from all of us being in the room because the one page I landed on had both that legal thing and this. This is a separate link. And I started clicking. This is the shit that's been happening to me
Wow.
right away.
That's incredible.
I'm telling you, this meeting tomorrow is such a big deal. I can't even tell you
We
guys.
could start a whole national movement. on
I-
this one subject.
Yes, thank you. This is going to change.
I love that you're
This-
here.
This is going to change the world. Because if we do this correctly and we express everything correctly and we do our affidavits, because look that's what they're doing. Just what I said we need to do, they're doing it. Because so you know what's going to happen in their meeting? If we get our affidavits in, this is not going to work. It's not going to work. They have to go point by point. Point by point, they got to rebut what we're saying. They're not going to do it.
Or are we rebutting what
The
they're saying?
first one who files wins.
Mm-hmm.
The first one who files wins. If we get this uploaded into the county, our affidavits first, the first one that files wins.
How do we know theirs isn't already filed?
It's a
Because this is
closing.
after. This is the
has to be
closing.
It's actually a
Afterwards.
closing.
Because what
affidavit.
they're doing is they're stating what happened at the meeting.
We need to file something
Under
today.
penalty of
Because
perjury.
yeah, so
probably.
they can enter it into a court in case they need it for court. Here's what
And
happened.
they've created a financial instrument,
And this
right?
is what
When
the
they do that.
attorneys do. They don't tell you these are being made because this is the strongest form of evidence.
That's how they. That's one of the ways they make money, right?
No, this
No?
is the
Okay.
strongest form of evidence you can enter into any court case. If you have an affidavit, it stands at the top. You the only way you can
So
rebut
we need
it,
to file ours today.
you have to file. It's whoever files first.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
In light
It's
of what you're
same as a
saying.
UCC lien. Whoever files first.
Ryan, you gotta.
His brain. I didn't want him to leave, and I was like, please don't leave yet because we really
This is
need your
gold.
brain right now.
Yeah, this is I never realized it. I mean, it makes sense, I guess. It's not the way that I thought it was being done for sure, but yeah.
This is how they dumb down legal.
So then we're gonna have to go back to the original plan, which is getting people to sign their
Notarize.
affidavits,
Okay.
to just file, everybody just files an affidavit.
Okay.
And the same way with this. I am, who are you?
I would just
am
create-
a member of, I
Yeah.
am a meeting of.
I would use that same format and just take what we've already discussed here and then just put it in. A lot of the same literature.
Yeah, we don't want to make it too complicated because if
No.
we make it too complicated, then they can rebut certain
No,
things.
no, no. Here's the thing.
It's got to be all
You
factual.
it has, but no, an affidavit, remember, an affidavit is your events, and it's the best of your ability. So it's not just about this. It is, I am. You are claiming you are.
The
Yeah.
majority.
I
You have
am.
an official
I'm
court-recorded
assigning
document.
you. I have assigned, and we got to name the commissioners because here they are a member, right? Their names are on this, so we're assigning them. They fill this out. They have now been assigned. This is an affidavit that I have assigned.
Of the trusteeship.
You, I'm just telling you, it's checkmate.
Dang.
Checkmate.
Yeah, and if every single person that showed up did that, that would be like, you would have a chain that they would not be able to get out of.
Yes, and
It could be a way that the people get the power back.
we
for
have
sure,
to
at the city
present
level.
trustee law in there. So we have to say
Yep.
that my expectations are the trustees. Here is my expectations as the benefactor and the beneficiary of my SKV and Social Security, because they all know what that is.
Yeah.
They're all living off of it. So I am the beneficiary. You make it can be one page. So what are they going to say when they stand up? Honestly, they're just going to state that I am here. This is who I am, and I'm handing you my affidavit.
And put a clause in there that says if you go ahead and disregard my wishes, I get 10x out of my trust over what you get from my trust to move forward.
No,
Period.
you can do a fee schedule. So you want to do a fee
I'm
schedule
saying that's
of,
your fee schedule.
of
10x. Just put your fee schedule 10x, whatever you take.
you can actually put $1
do
million
what
for every
Why
violation
wouldn't
in
you say
there.
100 times? Why 10?
You can do 100 because it
It's-
is 100 once
well,
once they're
so
done. You're right.
It's
Then do
biblical.
100.
Well, I'm just
No,
making
but
stuff
there's-
up. I don't
there's
even
a
know.
Do
biblical.
100.
Oh, okay.
Do 100 for
It's
the fee
it's
schedule.
it's founded in biblical, like
so-
what you're allowed is based on theft. What you're allowed to.
Is that 10x or 100?
I can't remember. I'd have to look it up. But it is. But even the law is still based on all
So
biblical.
we're gonna take this.
Like even like I thought it was really fascinating when I was researching it. Like you can file bankruptcy every 7 years. That's biblical. Jubilee, the year of Jubilee is when everything's supposed to revert back to the original person and all debts are supposed to be wiped out. It's called Jubilee. It's biblical. Everything in our system is still based on the Bible. And that's why bankruptcy exists every 7 years. And the Bible says you should actually resolve all debts 7 years. If you have not,
Yeah.
no debt should
You're right.
persist longer than 7 years. If you have not paid off your debt,
7 years is a lot of things. Adverse possession and
Everything,
common law
yep.
marriage. And
Yep. 7 years.
Lots of things.
Yep. It's biblical.
it's all based.
Seven,
7
godly
yeah.
number.
It's all based in the
Seven
Bible.
and godly. Oh yeah, yeah.
Yep.
I thought you were telling me it's
All biblical.
So
Every bit of
I'm
it.
changing this into
Anyone else want water?
V1. So this is V1. Okay, this is so much fun.
Yeah,
Oh,
I do
wow.
got to get going though because I do have
Okay,
some
so
news.
I'm
but
gonna
I've-
finish. So
I've gotta
we're
be
gonna
at
work on this now,
3:30, but
and then you're gonna read and you're gonna approve. So we're gonna send it to you. You need to look it over.
Yeah.
I'm adding the legal components in this, okay?
Mhm.
But you also have your what you know. So
Mhm.
we're gonna send it to you, and then we need you to look at this and think of because you're able to look at this from a bird's eye view.
The big
To
trumpet
say,
picture.
if we submit these and we do our affidavits, what is going to be because every time you do something to make a choice,
Mhm.
there's a chain of events that are going to happen. That's why this is so important,
yeah.
because we could change this timeline. We could change totally make a difference in the entire United States.
Yeah.
My goal is to void every single approval if
We're
they
gonna
did
be
not
on
get full disclosure.
CNN.
I don't know. Orion will be. It'll be you and Orion together. That'll be on CNN. And then
He's saying not that in not a good way. Going to prison.
You're saying that in the JFK and Martin Luther King way.
I can't believe we
Look
found
at these radicals.
I can't. That was all this together, though. That's what I'm saying. That's if I.
Okay,
that's
here's
how it's
my
done, I don't know
question.
what it is.
What can I do? What do I need to do before
just-
tomorrow?
Okay,
Just
so
keep texting people?
can you set up a page on Facebook?
Would,
Yeah.
would
Yeah.
you just
Separate
write,
page.
like, take what we put together here? We've already got all the bases
Yes.
for it. Put together, I think you ought to just put together the affidavit
Okay.
that everybody signs,
Yes.
and then send it over because we already have the
Okay.
framework. We already talked about it. We already have
Okay,
that. Your
okay.
stuff is great. Stuff I provided was great. Go ahead and just write
I'm
it
gonna
out for the
stick with
affidavit.
the UCC
Send
and
it
the
to you. Send it to your
Constitution.
guys, and
So
then
that's what I'm
just say
sticking
just
with.
sign it, and then that would even be better because here's the thing, then it gets even faster because again, like I said, numbers is what you want. So then anybody just stands up there. They don't even talk about the problem. They just stand up there and say, "I'd like to present this affidavit of truth." Bam, that's it. Walk out. Next
And-
person. Boom, that's it. And then what they're going to do is get inundated with all this express
Yep.
documentation of people standing, and they're not going to. It's just it'll basically just it's going
Make it
to
a moot point.
so.
Cool.
And then we might want to get those filed because the question is whether or not they're going to file them. You know, so I wonder if we need
Oh.
to. I wonder if we need to file at the county level as well. So then make 2 copies.
Mm-hmm.
So and then with a statement that says that this was filed at this date
Yep.
and time, and then actually put it into the county as well.
Yeah.
And have, but it's a lot of work for people. It might be a lot of work for people, but I'd be kind of curious to see what happens if we didn't do that part yet, just to see what they do with all the affidavits. Just go to the city council meeting. And you know what? Actually, I should have known this when you were saying that because that's exactly what freaking what's his name was doing at the city council meetings, was putting them on notice and providing an affidavit. I
So
didn't even think about it. The
That's
guy
how
was
they're doing
suing
it.
for the due process. What's his name?
that's how they're doing it.
I don't know. Someone I would know?
I thought I had mentioned to him, to you two.
Is he in Utah?
No, he's out in. But he actually has been. He's got one.
Oh,
of the,
Tanawa.
Tanawa.
Yeah,
Tanawa Downey?
that's what
Tanawa
he's
down.
doing.
That's what he's doing
Yeah.
actually. Is he shows up and he does the double whammy where he had his. I don't know if it was his wife or who it was. but
No,
she-
Jessica Saxon.
Jessica
They,
Saxon.
they've broken up, by the way.
Yeah, they're doing 2
Yeah,
different things.
yeah.
Yeah.
They parted ways.
Yeah. But I mean, they're still. I know he talks well of her.
Yeah.
No
and
more
says
water?
that,
She's angry.
at him
Yeah.
about what? I didn't know. I don't know the story.
He called her out. He said something that she did that's not true, and so she's pretty mad at him. It's
Oh.
kind of too bad.
Mm.
But they're each doing their own thing. They're not giving up,
Mm.
but they're just he took over the organization that they created.
I thought she is justice without limits.
I think it's him. I think he took it. I could be wrong.
I get her emails all the time.
And it says that?
She's justice.
Okay,
without
maybe there's a fight
There's-
about that.
There's something about the title of that that's
Yeah.
So
been
this.
some sort of-
So
Dang.
basically, what they're doing is they're submitting affidavits. Is how they're getting away with it because nobody's rebutting. They're not able to rebut it because it becomes truth in commerce. If nobody rebuts the affidavit, but they're not telling people that they're submitting the affidavits. You're supposed to let the public know that you just submitted an affidavit, and they're not. This is such fraud. It's not even funny. But you have to rebut it
We're rebutting their affidavit before it even files.
before it even files.
I love it.
It must become public. We must have full disclosure. But
This is the
we
black
don't need your help
magic.
with that. But
Yeah.
I'll work on this.
If there's no public transparency around their affidavits, isn't that fraud?
Absolutely, but if you don't know about it and you didn't do anything legally to protect yourself,
Yeah, I
Yeah.
gotta get going, guys. I gotta
Okay.
get
Yeah.
Thanks,
Yeah,
Orion.
Ryan.
I'd love to stick around longer, but
That's
we're
okay.
gonna work-
Thanks
we're
for-
gonna work on
Thanks for
this.
making the
good to see you,
time.
man.
Okay.
So you're here till
So now we
Wednesday?
went into a full circle,
Because
which
he's got
is
the solution.
Yeah,
for the
that was
trust
wild.
agreement for our membership
I
that
can't
we
create a
need.
page. It's stupid internet.
And then where do
Why
you
aren't you
live?
working?
I'm a nomad. I live
You
everywhere.
live wherever, right on.
We buy properties all over the world, and they're all my homes. I don't have to declare one.
That's awesome. That's good. My computer is just, it's probably because I have all the
And
screens
just a
open.
gift from God to my parents that I get to travel anywhere because I'm a joint